Party's on Lane versus Tynan. Step forward, please.
Los Angeles artist Jack Lane claims he was contracted to draw a caricature of 45-year-old Dan Tynan, but he never paid him for it.
Mr. Lane, you are an artist.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you were commissioned by the defendant to do a caricature of him.
Yes.
For a Rotary Club. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did the caricature.
Yes.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
And you sent it to him, and he didn't pay you for it.
That's right, Your Honor.
Why?
Your Honor, he had sent me the caricature, or he had solicited me to draw a caricature for my demotion party.
Tell me what a demotion party is.
Demotion party is at the end of my presidency in my service club. We have a party at the end of the year. At that party, we usually get some form of gift. He had done this for other clubs, and he had solicited me saying, can I do this for your club? I said, come to my office. I made an appointment. He came to my office. And at that time, I showed him a caricature that I keep on my wall, Your Honor. And I instructed him that this is the caricature that I wanted, something like this with a couple of exceptions. The exceptions were to put my logo on the cap and to put something else in my hand other than a hot dog, like a hammer or a gavel or something. Then he proceeded to draw.
Well, did he do it in front of you, sir? Did he do the drawing while you were sitting in your office?
No, we went outside into the parking lot and he continued to draw. After he drew, he showed me the drawing, and it was nothing like this. It was something that he draws himself, more of a portrait than a caricature. I said that that is still not what I had drawn, that I had with the changes. He said he was going to go back, ink the difference or ink something, and that he would mail it to me.
Okay, so he went home and he drew this?
He went home, he drew that, sent it to me. That was not the cartoon.
Just a second. You sent it to him?
Yes.
When did you send it to him, sir?
I billed him and sent it to him 5/1.
May 1st?
Yes.
And you received it when, sir?
Somewhere mid-May.
Let's say you received it the beginning of the second week in May.
Very good.
What did you do with it?
Once I saw the caricature, I knew that I would not use it for my demotion party because it wasn't what I had commissioned or what I had asked for. When he sent the second billing request, I packaged it and mailed it back to him.
When did he send the second billing request?
July, I believe.
And your demotion party was in June?
In June, yeah, late June.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're going to pay this bill, sir, and I'm going to tell you why. Very simple. I would have complete sympathy for your position if when you received this in May, beginning of the second week in May, before your demotion party, you put it back in the envelope and you sent it back to this gentleman and you said, this is not what I bargained for. I'm not interested in it. If you want another opportunity to do what I did in fact commission, because this quite frankly is an adorable caricature, absolutely adorable, but it's not exactly what I want. It doesn't have a gavel in the hand and I don't like the logo, because those were the two things that you complained about.
Yes.
Right? So it would be very easy for him to put a gavel in your hand and to change the logo. You didn't give him an opportunity to do that. You didn't even have the common courtesy to respond to his first billing. You waited until July, 2 months later, and then you packed it up and sent it back to him. That's bad form. He just bought himself a caricature. Give it to him.
Your Honor.
Mr. Lane, you won.
Yeah.
$92.01 to the plaintiff. That's all. Thank you.
Then ask for better than that.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the
Forward, please.
35-year-old Major Castleberry is suing 39-year-old apartment manager Zachary Thomas for assault.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 361 on the calendar in the matter of Castleberry versus Thomas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen.
I'll wait for you, sir. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You are the apartment manager
Yes, ma'am.
in a complex where the plaintiff lives, correct?
No, he doesn't live there.
He doesn't, did he live there?
No,
He was just visiting there.
he was just visiting.
And you were there visiting a couple that you say you take care of.
Yes,
occasionally.
ma'am.
And you claim he assaulted you.
That's correct.
You want to tell me how that came about?
Yes, ma'am. From point A to point Z, I was actually I was visiting Mr. Bob Miller here, and actually I went to the store for him, and I came back. While at the store, I met a young lady, asked me to give her a ride, you know, up the way towards where we live, where actually Bob lived. And
Where do you live?
I live in Emeryville. I used to live next door to Bob Miller for 11 and a half years before I moved.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And as me and this, the young lady I gave a ride, you know, up to where Bob lived, we were sitting out in front of the apartment complex, and we're just sitting there talking. And you know, I acknowledged Zach was on the first level there, and Zach says, I spoke to him. How you doing, Zach? We never had a problem prior to this.
So you knew him from before?
Yes, ma'am. I've known him since I've lived there. I used to be the manager of the building adjacent to his. And so Zach came to the vehicle and says, "Hey, man, you know, what are you guys doing sitting in front of the apartment complex? Don't you know, people get shot for sitting in front of, you know, the apartment complex." So Zach proceeded up the stairs, and I thought about what he said, and I told the young lady, I said, "Hey, well, let's go up, you know, to Bob's apartment, right?"
To Bob's apartment?
Yes, ma'am, Mr. Bob Miller. And so we goes into the apartment and sitting down talking, conversating, and 45 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. And so I go and answer the door, ask who is it? He says, "Zach." So I open the door to see, you know, yeah, Zach, what is it? And then he, you know, proceeded to push the door in, you know, forcefully push it. I said, "Man, you can't do this, man. You know, that's not right. You know you're out of line." And he, you know, pushed me into the partition there, and he grabbed a plant, and he tried to hit me over the head with the plant, but the vase that the plant was in fell, you know, hit the ground, so therefore he was left holding dirt in his hand. And also, you know, he struck me upside the head, and I received damages from that.
What kind of damages?
I have like a scar tissue under my temple area here.
Did you go to the doctor?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a doctor's
Yes, ma'am, I
bill
have.
report?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, what happened?
Okay, on July the 2nd, I normally make my rounds of my building, you know, making sure the building is safe, making sure that nobody is hanging out in front of the building. Then I observed Major Castleberry sitting inside this car. I don't know, he was smoking something, you know, and
What do you mean he was smoking something?
he was smoking something that I assume it was, you know, like crack, because, you know, he's a, you know, abuser. And and also, when they got out the car, the young lady got out and came to my building, and before she walked up the stairs, she had used the restroom right in front of my stairs.
You mean she just
Just used the restroom in front of my stairs.
You mean she urinated in front of your stairs?
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't use a restroom because it wasn't a restroom, it was the stairs.
Was the stairs, yes, ma'am. And
You saw this, sir?
Yes, ma'am. And this was around between 3:30 and 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Okay, and then when Major Castleberry proceeded up the stairs into the house, I didn't think nothing of it until he just opened up the door and just went in. And
So
then,
you were concerned that you didn't see him knock at the door or that you didn't see Bob let him in. He just opened the door and went in.
Right, he just, you know, because he just opens the door and just walks in. I knocks on the door, he cracks the door. Then I observe that when he cracks the door, My concern is with Bob.
So what did you see when he opened the door a crack, you mean?
I seen this naked woman standing up, getting her clothes off the floor.
Was that the same woman?
The same woman that he was in a car with.
Who you saw using your staircase as a bathroom?
Right.
Okay.
And then as she was standing in the middle of the room floor naked, and then I said, I want to talk to Bob. And then he go tell me that you're not going to talk to no one, and slam the door in my face. So I'm assuming that he just got upset because I disturbed whoever he about to do. When he slammed the door, I talked through the door. I said, I want to talk to Bob to make sure Bob know that you're in the house. Because I don't know if he let the door open for you, or I don't know that you just walked in. Because Bob always have people coming inside his house, drinking with him, and always leaving out with money of his after he passed out of drinking. I said, okay, if you want to open the door, I'll just go call the police, and then so I can see, is Bob okay?
So, did you do that?
Yes. And then the two couples came out, him and his girlfriend, came out the house, and they start arguing about 4 a.m. in the morning to top of their lungs. Then I was trying to come to them. I said, look, y'all can't be yelling in my building at no 4 a.m. in the morning.
And where was this taking place, this yelling and screaming?
Right outside, because they had stepped outside.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You take her up to the apartment with Bob passed out on the couch.
Well, Bob was actually asleep, you know.
He was in a deep sleep.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Major Castleberry is suing apartment manager Zachary Thomas for assault. Zachary claims Mr. Castleberry was causing problems in his building and was attempting to detain him until the police arrived.
This is outside the apartment, so how did he get hit in the head?
Okay, then after I went to trying to calm them down, and then the door was already open, so I seen Bob laying down, face down on the couch. So I went to the apartment to see was he okay. Major Castleberry came in and started shoving me, well, tried to shove me out the door. You know, I said, Major, you know, get your hands off me. And then he kept on shoving me, kept on shoving me, kept on shoving me. And then I wouldn't budge. So I detained him against the wall and said, Major, be still until the police come. Then I heard footsteps coming up the stairs or down the stairs. So anyway, I heard footsteps. Then when I turned and looked to see who was that, when I turned back around, he had hit me in, somewhere in the cheek area, you know. He had struck me first in the cheek area. And then he struggled trying to get it loose, started trying to get it loose. Then as he kept on trying to get it loose, trying to hit me still, kept on trying to swing, that's when I countered and hit him to calm him down. Then after I hit him, then he come
Why
right...
did you pin him, sir? Mr. Thomas, I understand what you're saying, and I understand that you felt as if you were protecting the tenant or trying to make sure that the tenant was okay in your building.
Right.
What I don't understand is, sir, once you saw the tenant in your building, who you know, according to you, drinks, and you saw him, according to you, sort of passed out on the couch, right?
No, I didn't know he was passed out.
You saw him face down on the couch.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you saw. So you knew he was okay.
No.
Or as okay as he has been other times when you've seen him if you said, you know, he drinks, right?
Right.
So why did you try to detain this man?
Because he was swinging on me.
No, he wasn't swinging on you, sir, until you went into the apartment.
When I first came to the apartment, knocked on the door, like I said before, and then he refused to let me speak to my tenant.
He doesn't have to let you speak to your tenant, sir. You know that. I mean, I'm not faulting you. I think you were trying to do your job. I don't think there was anything malicious about your intent. I really don't. Except that because you had certain grounds to believe that the people who were going into that apartment were not wrapped too tight that evening. You know, you have a woman using a staircase as a bathroom.
That's a plain lie, Your Honor.
Mr. Castleberry?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing out sitting in the car 3:30 in the morning with this lady that you picked up at the store?
Obviously, Your Honor.
No. Look at my eyes, Mr. Castleberry.
Definitely. No
Mr.
problem.
Castleberry,
Yes, ma'am.
You said you met this lady when
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
going out to the store.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were going to the store to get what?
Well, I was going to the
She
store.
look here.
Oh, fine. I was going to the store for Bob to get him a bottle of liquor, actually.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were going to the liquor store, and at the liquor store you met this lady who needed a ride
Correct.
to where she lived.
Basically, no matter, she just actually wanted to ride up the street. She didn't ask me to take her home. She just asked me, you know, basically the conversation went like, you know, can I hang with you, right? I said, well.
At the liquor store where you went.
No,
You went to the liquor store.
this is not a liquor store. This is actually Walgreens, you know. And that's why I met the lady on the way out of the store. And she asked me.
So she asked you, the lady who you met coming out of Walgreens said to you, can I hang with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Castleberry.
Yes, ma'am.
As much as I hate to admit it, sir, I wasn't born yesterday.
Okay, though. Well, that's the truth, Your Honor.
Now you, who I'm sure hadn't had anything to drink that night, is that right?
I had some beers or what have you, but yet and still I wasn't.
What's the what have you?
Some beers.
It's a what have you that I'm interested in.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I had beers.
Then you had some beers and you went to get some more liquor for both you and Mr. Bob over here, who was passed out on the sofa. And you meet the young lady outside of Walgreens who wants to hang with you. And you take her up to the apartment with Bob passed out on the couch. So far, am I getting this picture right?
Well, Bob was actually asleep, you know.
He was in a deep sleep. Is that right, Bob?
No, it isn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There was no reason for him to be alarmed by him seeing me going there into Bob.
With the lady who had just urinated on the stairwell.
That's not true.
I believe it's true.
Okay, doke. Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Major Castleberry is suing apartment manager Zachary Thomas for assault. Zachary says Major may have been committing a crime and he wanted to hold him for the police.
This young lady, why did you bring her up to Bob's house?
Actually, it was actually, I don't know, no, you know, premeditated anything of that matter. It was no harm, no law broken. You know, I told her, yeah, sure, you can come on, and we just conversating, just talking. And also, Your Honor, it's, you know, people trying to make a mockery out of this situation. Yet and still, what happened to me basically shouldn't have happened at all. You know?
I absolutely agree with you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. So that's the bottom
I
line.
absolutely agree that it shouldn't have happened to you.
Definitely, right.
He was trying to make sure that his tenant was safe because you have had no prior problems with this man.
Never. And Zachary
Just
know
a
me.
second. You've had no prior problems with this man.
Never.
But he was concerned for the following reason. He was concerned because you were bringing a woman up to Bob's apartment, a woman who he had seen, and I absolutely believe him when he says that she was urinating in the hallway.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely believe it.
Okay,
Okay? Because, quite frankly, sir, I think that you may tell me that you were not intoxicated that evening, but I think that you and Bob had done a little drinking, if that's all you were doing. If that's all you were doing. So that you weren't in complete control of what was going on. Now, he may not have acted 100% appropriately. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
But he says that you hit him first.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Well, he says that you hit him first, but then again, he was pinning you against a wall, a partition.
A partition wall.
A partition. So he put his hands on you, and I don't think he had any right to do that. I don't think he had any right to put his hands on you because what he came in and saw was two guys who were semi-inebriated, and according to him, with a naked woman in the apartment, something that I would not necessarily encourage, but which is not a crime.
That's not true.
Listen, Mr. Castleberry, this whole scenario that evening doesn't sound totally kosher to me. You know what that means? Totally right.
Go ahead.
Because I don't know what you're bringing some lady that you just met off the street, whether it's at 10 o'clock at night or 3 o'clock in the morning, up to this man's house for. What do you don't know anything about her. You know? You're You're pretty well sauced. He's pretty well sauced. Everybody's sauced. And you bring a stranger up to the house that can clean him out and go into the bedroom where his 92-year-old mother is sleeping and slit her throat. No. You know, I mean, all that is possible. This is somebody that you didn't know.
May I actually say something,
Yeah,
Your Honor?
sure.
Thank you very much. Actually, Your Honor, none of this, Zach have known me since 1985. I've never been in jail, never been in no trouble, or nothing of that matter, period. And he know that, hey, there was no reason for him to be alarmed by him seeing me go in there into Bob.
With the lady who had just urinated on the stairwell.
That's not true.
I believe it's true.
Okay, doke. Yes, ma'am.
I believe it's true.
Okay, doke.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The reason I put my hands on him, because he put his hands on me first, shoving me out the apartment.
You had no business being in the apartment after you saw that he was in the apartment still breathing.
Okay.
Except that this woman, but the woman, according to you, was outside, right? At the time when this took place, the woman was outside the apartment, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I mean, I understand your concern, Mr. Thomas.
And there was an arrest there at the same time.
A what?
The police did arrest the woman.
For what?
For being intoxicated, wouldn't shut up, and wouldn't listen to reason. The police handcuffed her and took her to jail.
Interesting. They took her away in handcuffs?
He's lying.
No. He's not.
All right. Okay, doke.
No, he's not.
All right.
He's not lying. Mr. Castleberry, you
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
use better judgment, sir, if you have better judgment, because if this man gives you access to his apartment, you have to exercise better judgment about who you permit into the apartment. Now, you're suing him for $4,000, Mr. Thomas. No way. No way. And I do believe that you did, in fact, hit him before he hit you. I also believe, however, that Mr. Thomas, sir, overreacted in the situation by not leaving the apartment once you saw that he was okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you're both a little bit wrong.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, it says here that you had a little bit of a knot on your head, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's what it says.
That's what it says. So I have some other questions for you. Are you employed, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Who do you work for?
I'm a government painter.
A what?
A government painter.
So you work full-time for the government or part-time?
Full-time.
Did you miss any work?
Just
Over here, sir.
Just the days that I had to go, and I consulted an attorney, and I also went to the doctor.
It's not what I'm asking you, sir. After this incident,
Yes,
not the
I
days
did.
you took off to go to see a lawyer, or not the days that you took off after you consulted with the lawyer to go to a doctor. Because that's about what happened, right? First you went to see a lawyer, and then the lawyer sent you to a doctor, correct?
That is correct.
See how smart I am? See, if you're really hurt, you go to the doctor before you go to the lawyer. That's what happens when you're really hurt.
Okay.
When you're not really hurt, first you go to the lawyer, and then the lawyer sends you to a doctor.
May I
That's
say
right,
something,
sir?
please?
Sounds right to me, Judge.
So, Mr. Castleberry, I am awarding you damages, sir, in the amount of $1. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge...
On Amin Shavoni versus Sharifi Azad, step forward, please.
30-year-old attorney Sonia Amin and sales clerk Brenda Schiavone are both suing beauty salon owner David Sharifi Azad for tattoo makeup they say caused permanent damage.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is number 17 on the calendar in the matter of Amin Shavoni versus Sharifi Azad.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Well, this is an interesting case. I've sort of enjoyed reading about it. According to the complaints that I've read, you two ladies went to the defendant's salon to have some permanent cosmetic work done on your faces.
That's correct, Your Honor.
We're going to get to why you would want to do that to such beautiful faces in a minute. and you were dissatisfied with the work, so you're suing him. Is that what it's about?
I think you can use a stronger word than dissatisfied, Your Honor, more like disgusted.
Well, first tell me about the kind of work that you wanted to have done on your face.
It's a permanent cosmetic procedure. Instead of having to apply makeup on a daily basis, you would look like you've already been made up. Would have a lip liner on the outside of the lips, and for me, an eyeliner, which is just on the margin of the eyelids, upper and lower, so that I wouldn't have to apply eye makeup on. So when I wake up, I look like one during the rest of the day.
Tell me how this is done.
It's a tattoo type of procedure where you take a needle with pinpoints and you take a color. I don't know what kind of exactly it's made out of, but it's a color that you apply with pin dots. And you connect the dots, you keep dotting it until you connect the dots and you see a line. And then the same thing underneath.
On your eyes?
Yeah.
What kind of research did you do before you decided to embark on these procedures?
Well, I worked in the medical field before, many years ago, and I've known numerous people who've done the procedure and who've actually performed the procedure, so I'm familiar with how it works. And it's relatively safe. We never heard any bad stories, and we talked and we decided we'd go together.
Fine. So you asked recommendations of these numerous friends as to where they had had it done, I assume?
Actually, no. Brenda suggested that we go to this gentleman's store.
Why? Brenda, look
Because
here.
it was near my house. And
now the reason you didn't answer me so fast...
And the advertisement.
Just a second. The reason you didn't answer so fast is because, as you were saying it, it sounded foolish, right? Well, I'm suggesting to you that if you're going to have this procedure done, which is, to me, you know, it's an invasive procedure.
Yes, it is.
It's an invasive procedure. It's not like putting a cream on you.
Right.
It's needles going into you, that you do more than just
Believe
look at
me,
a pretty
I know,
thing.
Your Honor.
All
Suffered
right.
for an hour on his table, I know.
Okay. Now, so you went in, and who was going to do this procedure for you?
His employee, her name was Fati. And
Who you spoke to?
Yes, beforehand.
Fati was your employee.
She works as an independent contractor in a salon.
Well, did you tell that to these people?
Yeah, they know that.
No,
What?
I paid
No,
him.
that's not what, don't tell me what they know, David. Listen to me, I told you, you would not escape me.
The lady who performed it, when they came in, they talked to her, and she said, I will do that for them. And I asked her, did you go through the initial introduction procedure? And she said, yes.
David, that's not my question. I said it was your employee. Don't try to out-waltz me,
Well,
sir.
what I'm saying,
you
Your
didn't
Honor,
say to them that she is not my employee, she is an independent contractor. Are you trying to talk over me?
No.
David, you didn't say to them, this is an independent contractor who just rents space in my store. This was presented as your employee. So as far as anybody who walks into your store is concerned,
Yes, ma'am.
the people in your store are your employees.
That's true.
Oh, that's okay. So now tell me what happened. You want to start?
Sure. So I'm laying on the table, and she started on my eyelids first, on my upper eyelids. And you're supposed to do dot points, right, to connect the colors. You know, like dots with a needle. And what Fati was doing was taking the needle and making a line. And I was dripping in blood during the entire time. And I could see Brenda's expression. She's looking at me in horror like this. And I'm like, so I asked Fati, excuse me, don't you think you should wait until the blood dries before you continue poking me? She told me that this is how she does the procedure, and it's fine. And I was in a lot of pain. Tears were coming down. I stopped her again. I said, you know what? This doesn't seem right. How can you see what you're doing with all the blood and all the tearing? She goes, I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. Finally, she finished with my eyes. I should have just left. But anyway, she finished my eyes, and she moved on to my lips. Again, the same thing. She was just taking the needle and taking the line and over, and she had to do it like 4 times because the color wasn't taking. As you can see, I look the same as I did, a week afterwards with no liner. I have nothing on my lips. And this is what I paid them to do, right? So anyway, then it was Brenda's turn. So I'll let
So you just watched the assault on your friend Sonia.
Yes.
And then you said, here I am. Me next.
I've gotten, like I said, I have 3 tattoos, and you're supposed to dot it, and then you're supposed to wipe it.
You just told me that you watched what they did to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
I mean,
she
had you
said
been
this was
drinking?
normal. She said because I didn't know that permanent makeup, that it was this type of procedure. I had them on all other parts of my body, not on my face.
All right, so...
And they were very friendly to us and very
It was
cordial
clean.
and very... We were
dumb.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
It's absolutely ridiculous for me to go and lay on his lousy table to bleed for an hour and a half.
Later today.
You just shafted her, and you know it.
No, I didn't.
She worked 165 hours, gets nothing.
I didn't shaft her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brenda Schiavone and Sonia Amin claim that a permanent makeup procedure in David Sharif Yazad's beauty salon was botched by his employee.
So you had your lips done?
Yes.
And no color?
As she proceeded, she did it once, the whole time around. Did not stop, but maybe once or twice to wipe it because I said, you know, I was dripping blood all the way down my chin.
Is this painful?
Yes.
Well, sure, we're sitting there
By
bleeding
now,
the
you're
whole
pretty much
time.
numb.
45 minutes on
couldn't
her, an
really
hour and a
feel it.
half on me. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
She did it 4 times on my lips.
We walked out of there, it looked like somebody
All right,
beat
so
me
when
up.
you got home, it was terrible.
Yes.
All right, let's cut to the chase. You got home, it was terrible.
Yeah.
So you called them again?
Yeah, I called him. I talked to Fatih. I said, this is ridiculous. I can't believe we went through this. This is not right. My eyes are swollen. My lips look, I look like a clown. She looked like a clown.
Yeah. So what did you want Fatih to do?
So she said, let me do it again. And I said, forget it.
Well,
I said, I'm not going to let you butcher me and do this again. And I talked to David. I said, you know what? You guys did a terrible job. I can't believe this went on. And I'm in pain. I'm scabbed. This is terrible. He reassured me that, you know, I'm sorry. Come in. Let my wife do it. And I said, your wife? She was learning. And I said, there's no way I'm coming in for you. I'm not going to be somebody's guinea pig. And he said, okay. On the 8th of June, he told me, I'll credit your credit card account and we'll call it even.
How much did you pay him?
I paid him $450 for me.
$450?
Yeah.
And I paid $200. Total of $650.
David, take a look at them. Did they have permanent color like they were supposed to?
If you allow me, Your Honor, I want to explain to you.
Okay.
They did their side. Would you allow me to do my side?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. They came to the salon and they said they want to do the permanent makeup. We have done numerous permanent makeup with no incident, everybody happy.
I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that.
However, they did it, and when they came out of the room was at the closing of the time closing the store. My wife was there, I was there, and I did not see a drop of blood on their face or anything that they say.
Of course you
honest.
didn't, because you weren't there.
When you came out of the room, I saw you.
Okay.
And then Fatih came out, and as you see, they have signed the contract that it said this procedure might cause discomfort or pain, and it needs follow-up procedure.
Let me see the contract.
They read it, they signed it, and it's explained in the paper.
Let me see it. I can read, sir. It was one of the first
this
prerequisites
is one
for this
her
job.
And the other one for the other.
Your Honor, at the conclusion of the procedure, it is true that David said that we may need touch-up, a minor touch-up, but what needs to be done is a complete redo, as if nothing was done. And he offered me to come back and do it again. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous for me to go and lay on his lousy table to bleed for an hour and a half.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You allowed somebody to go across your eye, allow blood to be dripping from your eye, and didn't at that very moment get up off the table and say, get away from me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Sharif Yazad says he never got the chance to finish the tattoo makeup for the plaintiffs, Sonia Amin and Brenda Schiavone. They say his salon was incompetent.
Now, I've read this contract. It says the undersigned client, that's them, agrees to follow the aftercare instructions and agrees that any touch-up work needed due to the undersigned's negligence, that's their negligence, shall be done at the undersigned's expense.
If they're negligent. Well, if they weren't negligent, we would do the follow-up free.
Well, they don't want follow-up, sir, and they certainly don't want your wife to do follow-up because your wife was a cosmetician in training.
I'm very sorry to interrupt you.
Brenda, your suit is for $200, correct?
Correct.
And Sonia, yours is for $450, correct?
Well, Your Honor, yes, but I think we're entitled to more than what was paid because of the pain and suffering that they inflicted on us.
Well, you know, there's something called contributory negligence.
Well, that's fine. If I'm 20% contributory negligent or whatever number you want to assign.
I want to tell you something. Based on the story that you told me and the apparent intelligence of both of you two women, I think that you're far more than 20% responsible for your own pain and suffering. You were laying on the table, and you knew that this was supposed to be done in a dotting procedure, and you allowed somebody to go with a needle, instead of doing it in little dots across your eye, to go across your eye, allow blood to be dripping from your eye, and didn't at that very moment get up off the table and say, "Get away from me." You let him do the other eye. When you finish letting him do the other eye, let him do your mouth. And you watched the whole thing, and when she hopped up, you sat down.
Your Honor, there wasn't any blood.
Listen to me.
You weren't even in
There
the
wasn't
room.
any blood, Your Honor.
David, now say nothing. Listen to me. Listen to me. When you stopped this process, and when you first initially wanted your money back, that's what you were going to sue for. And I think that you're entitled to have your money back. And if you want to have this done again to yourselves, go and have it done to yourselves. I don't think that there's any big deal in the morning keeping a tube of lipstick on the side of your table. You want to look nice when you go in and brush your teeth? Put a little lipstick on. You know, to have it done permanently, your lips are going to change as you get older. Your eyelids are going to change when you get older. The bottoms of your eyes are going to change. They're going to get a little further down. The lids are going to come over. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $650, consistent with the amount that they paid for these procedures. That's all.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
I think they were looking for opportunity to make few bucks.
Oh, yeah, right.
I
We
don't
didn't
see
have
no
anything
reason
on
for
our
it.
face.
Nothing.
Nothing on our lips.
Because you are negligent and you could have had 10 months to come to talk to us. You didn't. You were looking for making
If this
some
is
money out of it.
satisfactory work, then
No,
it's a waste
you should have
of
come to
everybody.
follow up. You never follow up.
Parties on Addison versus Farwell. Step forward, please.
Secretary Bonnie Addison is suing Suzanne Farwell, her co-worker at California's Los Alamitos racetrack, claiming Suzanne refused to pay for 4 wedding dresses that took her 165 hours to make.
Miss Addison,
Yes.
you were familiar with the defendant from work. What kind of work do you do?
We both work at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
And according to your complaint, she approached you one day because she was getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Must have heard that she sewed in her spare time.
Yes.
And she asked you if you would be interested in making 4 bridesmaids' dresses.
Correct.
So tell me about that conversation, because according to your complaint, you made the dresses, and then she didn't pay you for them and didn't pick them up.
That is correct.
Go ahead.
We were just talking one day, and she asked me if, since I sew, would I be interested in making the dresses, and I told her I would. And she asked me what would I charge, and I told her I had no idea because I had never sewn for other people in this manner. So I would have to check with a few people who did, so, you know, and then I'd let her know.
So did you let her know how much you were going to
Yes.
charge? What did you say to her?
I told her that I was told, since I was not a professional sewer, that a fair price to charge would be $10 an hour.
And what did she say?
She agreed.
Is that correct?
I did not agree to the $10 an hour.
What did you agree to?
When I approached her, I told her that I had been to a few seamstress that could do it for $120, and if she was interested to make some extra money for her sewing equipment, that if she would be willing to do it for under $120, and she agreed.
So according to you, she didn't say anything about $10 an hour.
She mentioned the $10 an hour.
What do you mean she mentioned it?
She said that that's what she was told to charge, being that she was a beginner. I asked her if that would keep me under the $120, and she said yes, as long as I did all the legwork, which I did, and she said that that would keep me under $120.
So, then what happened?
I thought we had agreed upon the $10 an hour, and that's the reason I said I would do it, you know.
So then you got started, you made these dresses.
Mm-hmm.
You were working by the hour. How many hours did it take?
165.
So that would be $1,600 for the 4 dresses.
Correct.
Or $400 a piece.
Correct.
4 times as much.
The week before my wedding.
So what happened?
She approached me and she says, that's way too much money.
Sounds like too much money to me, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot. I didn't realize I had been working that many hours on it. I was just sewing, doing what I enjoyed doing. And when we figured out the hours and that, yes, it came to $1,650. Well, yes, even I thought that was a little much. So I agreed to cut my hours in half.
To make the dresses a little
About
over $200 a piece.
Correct.
And she said,
Oh, that's too much money.
and you said,
Well, if you can't pay that price, then you don't get the dresses.
So I didn't take them. This was all brought up the Sunday before my wedding. We talked to her one more time the Tuesday before my wedding and asked her and tried to talk her down. We offered her $150 for each dress over what we wanted to pay, and she would not accept that. She said, sorry, no money, no dresses.
did they offer to give you the $150 for each dress?
No, ma'am, they offered me $150 for the 4 dresses.
$150 for the
And
4 dresses?
No,
And I
$150
said,
per dress, and I have
no way.
my witness right here to verify it.
Well, maybe that was a misunderstanding.
That might have been, I don't know. I can remember they offered me $150 for the 4 dresses. That's the reason I refused. I mean, I'm not crazy. I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into those dresses.
Well, I understand that you did, and I also understand that this was her wedding, and a couple of days
Yeah.
before the wedding, I doubt whether she would have made a ridiculous offer to you of $150 for all 4 of the dresses. I mean, it just doesn't sound right. You ended up buying new dresses, correct?
Yes, we did.
And how much were the new dresses that you bought?
$136
A piece.
a piece, and that was 3 days before my wedding.
Well, we have a problem here.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Suzanne Farwell says she refused to pay for wedding dresses made by her friend Bonnie because they weren't what she ordered.
Let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is a legal one. Because I see that you did the work. I also know that she got no benefit from the work that you did. And the problem comes from the fact that there was no meeting of the minds. This was a contract. And it was an oral contract that clearly neither of you agreed to the terms of because you were under the impression that you were going to be paid by the hour. And she was under the impression that whatever you did was going to cost her less than $120 per dress.
Correct.
If there is no meeting of the minds, there is no contract. And if there is no contract, you cannot sue on the contract, Ms. Addison. Now, I feel very badly for you because you went to all of this trouble, and you are a novice when it comes to sewing. I think that the advice that you were given to charge $10 an hour by whomever was ridiculous advice, because when somebody goes to a seamstress, they are given a price for the product. Because you, as a novice in making these kinds of dresses, in all probability took longer than a professional seamstress who could have done the work in far less time. So she would have been crazy to agree to pay you by the hour. So there is no meeting of the minds. And when there is no meeting of the minds in a contract, you cannot sue on it. So this case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And on the next...
Versus Ventura. Step forward, please.
20-year-old student Timothy Brazos says Jimmy Ventura seriously injured him when he hit him with a skateboard during an all-out fight at a party.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 238 on the calendar in the matter of Brazos versus Ventura. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Mr. Brazos, according to these papers, you claim that the defendant assaulted you by hitting you with a skateboard. You were severely injured. You want him to pay for your medical and dental bills, as well as pain and suffering.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Tell me when this happened.
Friday the 13th, 1996.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
Okay. First, we were having a party at my house, and he was there.
Who's he?
Jimmy's brother, I believe. That's his brother.
This young man here.
Yes.
Okay.
He was there, and he came and peed on our lawn. Some of the party goers at the party didn't like it, so they confronted him and said, "Why did you do that?" And I guess there's some push came to shove, and they started fighting, and they chased him off the lawn. And
The
then,
brother.
Yeah. And then He came back shortly later, about 10 minutes later, with Jimmy and about 20 people, and they're all wearing white tank tops and had tattoos and shaved heads. Some were holding pipes and bats, and there was about 10 people left at the house having the party with me, and then all of a sudden, him and his brother rushed the house. Jimmy was one of them. Jimmy grabbed a skateboard, hit me in the head, and I fell to the ground, and he walked away, and I walked to the next house and went and got treatment for my mouth.
Was he arrested?
No, he wasn't.
Well, he was at one point arrested because there's a criminal trial going on.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Later on, I think about 4 or 5 days later, he was arrested.
Did he come to be arrested? Did you identify him?
Yes. I went down to the police station and picked his picture out and a list of people.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. One night, on Friday the 13th, okay, he had a party. He had 2 kegs and 4 bands. My brother was supposed to go out to the party because he was invited by my uncle. And they jumped my brother. A bunch of people jumped him. I wasn't there.
Step up here. You're a gunner?
Yes, sir.
Did you use his lawn as a bathroom? Come on, let's go.
All right, well, I was invited to his birthday party by my uncle. I went out there, my friend took a pee on his lawn, and then they got around him, huddled around him. I went over there to try to settle it. A guy got in my face, and I was in about this close to my face. I pushed him, and then I struck with a bat in the head and the side. And then I was basically gang rushed down the street, and that's where I went and caught my breath.
You caught your breath. And when did you call your brother?
I didn't call him.
I never seen him at all that night. He left. Supposedly he got jumped. I was walking through the apartments, and this is how I found about it. My uncle told me that Gunner might have gotten jumped. So I saw Tim, I guess, whatever his name is, with a group of people, like about 40 guys, sit in front of his house laughing on how they beat some guy up. I took off. I was with 2 girls that I was with all night, and I went to their house, and I sat there, and I saw my mom, Elaine. She drove by she was going down the street, and I saw, I'm like, what is she doing out here, 3 o'clock in the morning? But anyways, I came up to the scene, and I saw my mom trying to break up a fight, and some guy cold clocked my mom, like leveled her out. She got a broken nose. She got, fat lip, and I ran in there, and I socked the guy that hit my mom.
It wasn't this young man.
No, it wasn't even him.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing that I came into this fight. I hit the guy that hit my mom.
I'm looking at this. You say in your answer, sir, that there was another fight 4 days later.
Yeah, there was.
When he got beat up, and he wants me to pay because the apartments belong to my grandmother and Tim smells money. So according to you, the injuries that he sustained happened 4 days later. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Can I see your medical reports, please?
Sure.
The statement that you make here is that he got beat up 4 days later.
Yeah, he got beat up 4 days later.
He got beat up 4 days later, and he wants you to pay for it. It's not true, because the first medical report of injury was the morning of this incident. This incident happened late at night on the 13th.
Yes.
And his first report of injuries was on the 14th, which means that this stuff that you suggest about his being beaten up 4 days later and he just wants you to pay for it because he feels as if your family has money, I want you to put that out of your mind. His injuries were sustained on the 13th. Now, you are Mrs. Schwartz?
Yes.
Step up, please. You're their mother?
Yes, I am.
What do you know about this evening?
This boy has falsely identified because this boy wasn't there but 5 minutes. I don't doubt that Tim didn't get hit by somebody, but it wasn't by this young man right here.
You don't know that.
I was there the whole time, Your Honor.
No, you weren't.
He was
Yes,
hit?
I was, Your Honor. I was there
Mrs.
the
Schwartz,
whole time.
you weren't there the whole time.
Yes, I was there the entire time.
Tim said he got
All
hit.
the way until when the officers told us to go home.
I thought you got hit.
I did
She
get
did.
hit.
We sat
And when
and
you
talked
just
to
a
the cops
second,
for 4
when you got
hours.
hit, where were you?
I was
on the
right
ground?
in front of their apartment,
Were
right
you-
where he claims he got
Were
hit.
you on the ground?
Pardon?
Were you on the ground? Pardon. But
Yeah, not the entire night.
I didn't say on the entire night. I said down. Were you knocked down?
Yes, I was.
So when you were knocked down, you were on the ground. You didn't see what was going on all around you.
No, but I wasn't down for that long.
Mr. Schwartz.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
For one, I didn't hit him, but anyways, if you think about it, can you run 20 feet with a skateboard and have a skateboard truck and only chip one tooth? Can you do that? It's quietly impossible.
Would you believe this? You missed the point, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Timothy Brazos claims Jimmy Ventura injured him when a party erupted into a neighborhood brawl.
Mr. Schwartz, what I'm telling you is, you did not see what was going on around you all the time. That doesn't mean that I am yet convinced that this was the person who hit you, sir. And I don't doubt the fact that you got hit.
Mm-hmm.
Because in your complaint, you say, because I read it very carefully, my back was turned to him when I got hit.
Well, I meant my side. You know, I was like,
what you meant,
like
sir, in your sworn complaint, and what you wrote, then are two different things, because you swore to this. You want to see it?
No, I know what I wrote.
You said, the reason I should win is I did not hit him at all. My back was turned to him when I got hit.
Well, yeah. I mean, my side was turned to him. I'm more like my back. As I got hit, I could see who hit me.
You mean, sir, listen to me. And I'm not saying that it definitely was not this young man. You have just told me that you never saw him before. That night was the first night you saw him. That there was a lot of confusion going on because there are lots of people out there, 40 people from your side, from the other group's side, so there are a lot of people, a lot of commotion. According to your own statement, you had a couple of beers that night. You didn't want to get blotto drunk, but you'd had a couple of beers that night. So you'd had something to drink. It was late at night because the party was in the process of winding down. And your back was turned towards the person who hit you. So what you're telling me is in the split second that you turned around, you saw this young man, and you are able to 100% say to me today, you are absolutely positive that this was the person who assaulted you with the skateboard.
Yes, because after he hit me, I saw who it was. He walked away, and I saw him.
He walked away. You fell to the ground when you were hit?
I fell to my knee and my arm.
You fell to the knees in your arm, and the person who hit you...
He was standing right there waiting for me to get up. I didn't get up for about 3 or 4 seconds.
Oh, you didn't tell me that before. You said they were walking away. Why would they be standing right over you?
To see if I'd get up and probably attack him back. Because he'd probably want to be ready if I would do something like that. But that's not what happened. He was right there after he hit me. He hit me. I got up. As I was getting up, I'm looking at him the whole time. He's standing there, you know, kind of backing away. And then he just goes off in his way, and I run upstairs in the house. My brother saw that happen.
Did you have skateboards in your house?
Yeah, they were on the lawn. It'd be very easy for him to grab one and hit me. I know for a fact it was him.
I'm not sure.
I'm positive. I'm 100% positive.
Okay, he says that I hit him and I took off. Well, if he would have known and he knew what I was wearing, which he doesn't because he said I was wearing a white striped shirt, I was sitting in front of those stairs for 4 hours talking to cops.
And that's not what he was wearing. If he's so
that's not what I was
positive,
wearing. When he
Your
said
Honor,
in court, he's all, I saw him, he's wearing a white shirt. I was not wearing a white shirt.
I never said he was wearing a white shirt. I said he was wearing a striped shirt.
you said it's in your testimony in the criminal
Wearing a
case.
striped shirt.
Listen to me.
It says a white
After
striped
this
shirt.
happened,
That's wrong.
After this happened,
We've
Well,
got
that's
the
what he said.
transcript.
after this whole
Should've brought it.
altercation, were you sitting, you say you were sitting and talking to the police?
Yeah, I sat
Hey,
there
Mr.
for 4
Schwartz,
hours.
stop it. I'm talking to him. You say you were sitting and talking to the police where?
Right on the stairs. We sat down right when my mom got hit. I showed up right when she got hit. I wasn't even there before when the fight started. I came up when the fight was already going on. I came up and I saw my mom get hit, and I hit the guy that hit her. I got maced. We both sat down on the stairs, supposedly where he says he ran up the stairs, whatever. I sat there. We were sitting there, and the fight was still increasing. I was still sitting there. The cops come up. My mom had she had like blood coming from her nose, and she had a fat lip, and so we were sitting there, and she was getting taken care of the ambulance came up and we were talking to him, and we sat there for 4 hours.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It doesn't make sense to me that our own son struck her, sir. Common sense would dictate to me that that did not happen.
In the case involving Mrs. Schwartz and her sons, there was no common sense involved.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Timothy Brazos is suing Jimmy Ventura for injuries suffered during a neighborhood brawl. Jimmy is countersuing for pain and suffering, loss of education, and financial hardship.
Did they ever apprehend the person who hit you?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, we tried to tell my
We
mom,
tried to tell them who hit me.
and they would not listen
They wouldn't
to us
listen.
at all.
That sounds very peculiar to me.
This whole thing is peculiar.
No, just a second. That sounds very peculiar to me. I mean, here you have a woman who's in charge of a building complex, who apparently is injured when the police arrive, and the police will not take your complaint about the person who hit you?
No. All they kept saying is their side, Tim and his roommates, kept saying that Jimmy was the one that hit me. And I was trying to convince...
Jimmy was the one that hit you?
Yes.
You mean your son was
Yes.
the one who hit you?
That's what they were, that's what
what
they were
trying to say.
saying.
They try to say.
That's what they were saying the whole night, that Jimmy's the one who hit me, not Tim. He hit me. And the fella that hit me, if he's so sure it was Jimmy,
Just a minute.
then who I'm sure
Did
hit
anybody
me is
suggest
him.
to the police
Because the boy that hit me was that boy's size right there.
No, Mrs. Schwartz, this boy didn't. He didn't hit you. Come on,
The
get
boy
it together.
that hit me was as tall as him.
Good.
But I won't 100% identify him because I didn't see him. It happened too quick. But it
That's
was
right.
he was a tall, big boy.
Okay. Did anybody suggest that this woman was assaulted by her own son?
No.
Huh?
No.
It's in the police
Did
report.
you? Let me see
I
the
didn't
police
suggest
report.
it.
I didn't bring it.
It should have been
Well,
all.
because
You're the father.
Yes.
You know anything about this?
Yes.
I'm going to hear you.
I just recently retired from the Los Angeles Police Department, and I had contact that night with my son, and then I contacted Lewis Martin, who's the detective handling the case in Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. And as she stated, there were independent wits from the commotion that was going on outside that did, in fact, is in the police report that she was struck by her own son during the melee.
Oh, just a second.
Just to let you know that part.
No, you can't let me know that. I don't know that. I don't know unless I hear a witness who saw it.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes. I
Because you understand that.
Yes.
And it doesn't make sense to me that our own son struck her, sir. Common sense would dictate to me that that did not happen.
In the case involving Mrs. Schwartz and her sons, there was no common sense involved.
Oh, I believe that there's common sense and logic involved in this whole thing. I believe that there was a party.
Yes.
I believe that this young man came uninvited. I believe that he brought somebody else with him that was also uninvited to the party. I believe that the other person he invited to the party went outside, either with him or without his assistance, and urinated on the lawn right in front of the house. I believe that there was some altercation.
Yes.
Because there were some guests at the party that were irate at what they saw because here were uninvited guests using the front lawn of your home as a toilet. Clearly inappropriate.
Yes.
I even believe he probably got roughed up a little bit and went home and got a whole group of people. Probably included in that group was his brother who came back to the house looking for nothing but trouble. So far, it's as clear as a bell to me. The only thing that's not 100% clear to me, sir, is whether your son could make an appropriate identification.
I can clear that up.
Hmm?
I can clear that up.
Go ahead.
Okay, before this night, I've never seen him before. I would have no reason to pick his face out of a 6-person lineup. I'd never seen him before that night. How would I go into the sheriff's station and pick his face out of a lineup, even if I've never seen him before? And if he's not the one, if he's the one who hit me, I'd pick him out for sure.
Well, how long have you been living in that complex?
At the time, about a month. He never came by before, ever.
Had you seen him before?
Never.
That's not true.
The other brother.
He saw both of my sons when he was at my house signing contracts.
We used to do maintenance work
I saw
on
him
apartments.
one day when we came there with one of my roommate's parents. I saw Gunner walk to his room. That's the only person I ever saw.
Didn't
I
see
never
the
saw
other
Jimmy.
brother.
Never.
You have a photograph of the lineup?
No. But the police made me pick it, and they brought it to a civil criminal trial.
Pick it.
Explain to me, sir, exactly what was shown to you when you came into the police station.
I went to the police station.
4 days later, you went into the police station.
And he showed me a
Who's he?
The police officer.
Martin.
Yes.
Detective Martin. Showed me a list. There's 6 people on this paper, on this photo thing, and he was one of them. And I picked out the guy that I saw hit me, just like that. I don't know who the other 5 people were.
And you had never seen him before?
Never.
For one, I didn't hit him, but anyways, if you think about it, can you run 20 feet with a skateboard and have a skateboard truck and only chip 1 tooth? Can you do that? It's quietly impossible.
Could you believe this?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You missed the point, sir.
No, that's what
Either they have convinced me by a preponderance of the evidence that you were the one who hit him, or they haven't. And whether his head got cracked open, or whether he chipped 1 tooth, or whether he doesn't have one of his own teeth in his mouth as a result of that is really not the issue. The issue is, did you hit him?
No, I didn't hit him.
Quite frankly, he has convinced me that you did. All right, what were your unreimbursed medical expenses, sir?
Okay, and that's where my dad was here to, he knows exactly how that went.
Out of pocket, I lost about $1,600 approximately, and we have an $800 root canal due on the same tooth because it died.
Well, the only question is, what are the damages for pain and suffering? Because your unreimbursed bills, you certainly are entitled to. Because I find that there is sufficient evidence by a preponderance of the evidence so that I am satisfied that based on the fact that you picked him out of a lineup, and the lineup was a 6-person photographic lineup, and I am satisfied that you had not seen him before. I believe you that you had not seen him before. So there would have been no reason for you to pick out this person who just happens to be the brother of the person who had an argument with your partygoers a few hours before. There would have been no reason for you to pick him out. That coupled with the fact that usually when someone is injured, they want the right person arrested. They want the person who caused them pain to suffer, right?
Right.
So you would not like to identify the wrong person. It would have been just as easy for you to identify this person because he had been there. Did not. You identified somebody who you had never seen before, him. So I'm satisfied that by a preponderance of the evidence, you have established that he caused you injury. And I'm giving you what you're suing for, which is $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, how come I was
Out the back door to your right. Excuse me, step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
On Meyer versus Grumshaw, step forward, please.
Lucille Meyer says her 15-year-old daughter, Heather, was assaulted in school by George Grumshaw's daughter, Rebecca. The 2 girls began an argument between classes that turned into a violent brawl. Rebecca says Heather started it.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, all rise. Sir. Judges number 224 on the calendar in the matter of Meyer versus Grumshaw. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have seats, ladies.
You 2 folks are the parents of these 2 young ladies. And you, madam, are suing her father because you allege that this young lady assaulted your daughter in school, caused serious injury.
Yes.
You're suing for both medical bills and pain and suffering.
Yes. I have it all with me, Judge.
Neither of you were at the school at this time, is that correct?
No.
No, ma'am.
So you don't know what happened?
No, ma'am, we don't.
Right? Other than what your daughters tell you. So then why don't you 2 folks have a seat? You 2 ladies step up. Tell me your first name.
My name's Heather.
Heather, can you speak up, please?
Heather.
And tell me what happened.
I knew Becky from junior high when she was in my PE class, and she...
PE, physical education?
Yeah, physical education. And she used to ask me if I was in modeling and stuff, her and her friends, and I was uncomfortable about it, and the principal did talk to her, and she stopped.
So you thought she was bothering you in junior high school?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a while ago.
Yeah. And so my second week of 9th grade year, I was hazed for drill team. And they woke me up on September 13th from my bed and dressed me up as a clown.
Who did it?
Drill team.
But she had nothing to do with that.
No, it's getting to the story. She had the PE class right next to drill team with me. And a guy I knew said in the PE class of hers, "She looks cute today, doesn't she?" And she said in reply, "I'm going to kick that Barbie bitch's ass." And went on to tell her.
Did you hear that?
No, he told me.
Okay, you can't tell me what he told you.
Okay. And so I went to second period where she and her friend would bug me about saying, "Heather, shut up, don't talk." And she had pushed me into my chair in art.
How did she push you into your chair?
She walked by when it was cleanup time and pushed me into my chair.
How? Physically did she push you into?
She bumped it, and I told her to knock it off, and she stepped on my foot, and I went to go get up, and she tripped.
She tripped?
She tripped.
And fell?
Mm-hmm. She didn't fall. She
didn't fall?
She didn't fall, but she lost her balance and went back to her seat. And the bell rang, and we all rushed for the door, and I was one of the first people out. And I heard her friend say, "Becky, wait up," and she said, "No, I had to help the Barbie bitch out the door." And I turned around to say...
Who said, "Let's help the Barbie bitch out the door"?
Becky.
Go ahead.
And so I turned around and say, "What?" And she tripped me. And then she proceeded to pick me up and throw me into the wall. And then from there, I said, "What are you doing?" And she just came after me and repeatedly hit me into the wall again. Then took my head and hit me from every direction of my head into the wall. Then she dropped me and I fell on my knees. And I tried to get up, but I was unable to get up because my knees were hurting so bad. And then she picked me up again by my t-shirt and started hitting me to the wall about 20 times, I'd say. And then I remember her dropping me, and she was cussing at me at this time, and I was crying.
What was she saying to you?
She said, "I'm going to kill you, Barbie bitch. I'm going to f you up."
Why does she call you Barbie bitch? Because she thinks that you believe she thinks you look like a Barbie doll?
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember falling on the ground, because she pushed me on the ground, and she picked me back up again by my head, my hair, started socking my face. Then she tried to headbutt me, and I used my hands to stop her from doing that. She threw me on the ground by my face. I rolled over and tried to get up, but my backpack pushed me down.
You have hospital report?
Yes. Yes.
Could I see the hospital report, please? Okay, Becky. I'd like to hear your version of what happened.
I've known Heather since junior high, but like, okay, this is the 9th grade, second week of 9th grade.
What happened to junior high? She says that there was a problem.
Words were thrown back and forth. Seemed just like when we would change PE, I was made fun of because I was big-chested in junior high. They would all make fun of me when I changed in PE, and you know, but stuff like that, name calling, and it went back and forth, and then it quit because we had to sign a contract.
Who signed a contract?
Both of us did, stated that we would not talk or be around each other. And then I changed my PE class because I wasn't supposed to be around her. They changed my PE class.
So they changed your class?
And they changed my class. And then we were coming out of art, and this is in the 9th grade, and we were coming out of art, and I did not push the chair into her. I was on the other side. She was on this side. I was on this side. I was nowhere near her. But we were coming out of art class. I had tripped over her foot. I didn't fall, but I had turned around. She had kicked me in the leg. So I had turned around, and words were shared back and forth, you know. Books were dropped. We were pushing each other back and forth. No heads were hit up against the wall. That I know. We were hitting, you know, and a girl broke it up, and we had our witness, but she didn't come in because she was scared to. But she was...
Don't tell me what your witness was not here was going to tell me. Becky, were you suspended from school?
I was kicked out of school.
As a result of this incident?
As a result of this incident.
Did you ever go back to the school after you were kicked out? Did you ever go to the area of the school? Look at me. Did you ever go to the area of the school after you were kicked out?
No, I did not. No, yeah, I did the one time with my friend Heather to go pick up her sister from school with her mom. And that was the only time.
Uh-huh. Did you ever call her Barbie something?
Oh, when we were in high school, junior high, Barbie.
What about when you were in the 9th grade?
No, there was no name calling. I quit doing that because I got in trouble for it. I got yelled at it and stuff like that, and I didn't do that after that.
Why did you call her this name when you were in junior high, which...
Oh, it wasn't just me. It was, I mean...
I'm not interested in anybody else,
understand it.
Becky. I'm just interested in you. Why did you call her... She says you called her Barbie bitch.
No, I didn't.
Why did you use the term Barbie in referring to her at all?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I just...
Oh, sure you do.
It was just a name.
Well, it means something, Becky.
Probably because she's got long blonde hair.
And it wasn't said nicely. It wasn't said, you know, gee, you look so sweet, you look terrific, you look like a Barbie doll. Right?
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is the only fight my child's been in years. I can't see where it's anything criminal.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lucille Meyer says her 15-year-old daughter Heather suffered severe injuries when George Grumsh's daughter Rebecca assaulted her in school. Rebecca says she didn't start it.
Did you have a school suspension hearing, Becky?
I don't think so.
Well, when they transferred you to another school.
I was just out of the school and then...
What do you mean
I went
you were
to
just...
Tennessee. I went to Tennessee after the fight and stuff. And I went to school out there.
Just a second. What day of the week was this fight?
Oh, God. I don't remember.
Friday.
Friday. When did you go to Tennessee?
Like 2 weeks later.
Did you go to school for those 2 weeks?
No.
Why not?
Because I really, honestly, I don't know. Because I got kicked out of school. I was expelled from the schools, from that school.
Step up, sir. I'm going to ask you some very important questions. Just
Yes,
listen.
Your Honor.
Does she live with you?
Yes.
Did you get a call from the school?
About the fight, yes.
Were you told to come to school with your daughter?
Yeah, I met with the assistant principal.
Okay. And that was after the fight?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened as a result of that meeting?
I sent her to go visit her mother for a couple weeks because she was pretty distraught. She was hurting. So I sent her to her mother's for a couple weeks. And in turn, she ended up being operated on, and I brought her back home. She had stomach problems, and I brought her back.
Mm-hmm. Is this the first time your daughter's had trouble in school?
Not really. She's had a little bit of trouble and nothing like this.
Well, but she's had trouble in school.
Yes, ma'am.
She's had trouble. I'm not talking about her academic grades. I'm talking about with fighting.
She's had a couple fights.
Right.
Nothing.
Now, nothing as serious as this.
No.
But they started a while ago. Right?
Well, this is way back in school, yes, ma'am.
They started a while ago. Well, what have you done to try to address this? You have a young lady who has had problems in the past with fighting in school. What have you done to try to address it?
Everything I could.
Like what?
She's gone to doctors.
You mean to psychiatrists, psychologists?
Yes, ma'am.
How long has she been in therapy?
Oh, on and off for quite a while.
Have they come to any decision as to why she acts aggressively?
She's attention deficit disorder. She's been on medication for it, and she seemed to grow out of it. I mean, she doesn't fight with everybody. You know, believe it, it's just a rare occasion with her. She's just not. She's not a fighter.
Well, she is a fighter, sir. I mean,
Well,
I had 5 children, and I will tell you that they got into a lot of trouble. But they didn't get into trouble hitting other people. And your daughter has had that kind of problem, which is one of the reasons that you had her in therapy, I assume.
Not for fighting, ma'am, no.
Well, you should have. Because it's not normal for a young lady to become physical. That's not right.
Well, ma'am, Your Honor, my other daughter, who's living with me now, came back from Tennessee. She got in fights. She was attacked. It happens in school.
Is your name Grumsha?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Grumsha, it doesn't happen in school. It happens if there are 30 million children in school in this country at any one time. it is a minuscule number of children who are involved in fighting, and an even more minuscule number of girls that are involved in fighting. So you can't tell me, you can't say to yourself, well, it happens in school. It doesn't happen in school. You know, girls can be nasty, they can be cutting, they can be gossipy, you know. But I don't buy your daughter's version of these events. I think that she didn't like this young lady for a long time.
No, that's not what it was.
Oh, yeah, I think that that's what it was.
No, it wasn't.
And I think you'd been teasing her for a long time.
I'll admit to be teasing her, but she's not sweet and innocent like she right now shows to be. She's got a mouth on her too.
I don't doubt that, madam. But I don't doubt that she can respond to you. But I think that you were teasing her, whether you were jealous.
Jealous.
Maybe. Envious for some reason. Didn't like the way she looked. Trying to show off for your friends. Whatever reason it was, according to these medical reports, she was injured very badly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Didn't anybody come and try to stop this when it was happening?
One girl did stop it, but I was unconscious when she stopped it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lucille Meyer says her 15-year-old daughter Heather suffered severe injuries when George Grumsh's daughter Rebecca assaulted her in school. Rebecca says she didn't start it.
You want to tell me about how long you were out of school?
Me? I went back to school the next week because the doctor told me to. And
so you were out of school for a week?
No. I went back to school the weekend after it happened.
Okay, so you went back to school on Monday.
Yeah, but I had to stay at a drill team for at least 4 months after it because...
What's drill team? Explain that.
It's color guard, it's flags for band and...
Why did you have to stay at a drill team?
Because I couldn't lift the flag because my neck and my shoulders hurt too bad.
Were you in treatment during that 4-month period?
Yes, I had treatment from physical therapists for my knees, and I've gone to orthopedic surgeons for my back, and I just started going to a chiropractor.
All right, Ms. Meyer, could you step up, please? Can you tell me what your out-of-pocket medical expenses were?
Our total is $5,141.77.
And what is not covered by insurance?
This is everything that wasn't covered by insurance.
That was not covered by
insurance?
insurance?
Yes, this is not covered by insurance. I calculated everything that was not covered.
Let me see that, please.
Sorry.
I see that there are bills here from a dentist. What happened to your mouth?
It threw my jaw off alignment and pushed it back and wore away at the cartilage. And I have to wear a jaw splint for it to restabilize my mouth.
Tell me about this jaw splint that you have to wear.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Let me see. And you didn't have to wear that before?
No.
None of the TMJ specialist, none of that was covered by insurance. That was strictly out of my pocket.
It's more than a pushing. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, madam?
Yes.
This is more than a little pushing. Didn't anybody come and try to stop this when it was happening?
Some people tried to, but they told me they were afraid because I asked some people I knew. And one girl did stop it, but I was unconscious when she stopped it.
You mean you had actually passed out?
I was passed out.
Where were the teachers?
The teacher came out a while after because they had slapped me to wake me up. They had woken me up and carried me into the classroom. That happened outside of.
Looks like you've been to see a lot of doctors.
I did.
You have to wear that plate in your mouth all the time?
Yes.
You have pain in the morning when you wake up?
I always have pain.
In your jaw?
Mm-hmm. My jaw and my neck.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Listen, you understand that the maximum that I can award you is $5,000. I quite frankly don't know why you have elected to sue in a small claim situation where the maximum is $5,000. As far as I'm concerned, this young lady is not only responsible for your unreimbursed medical bills, she is also responsible for pain and suffering and whatever long-term physical problems you're going to have. I'm not questioning that. I'm not here to produce more litigation for other courts.
We are also going to criminal court.
I understand, Mr. Grumshaw, that you are, I assume, a single parent raising
Yes, ma'am,
a
I
daughter.
am.
Daughter has been in your custody, and I gather from what you tell me, sir, that you have tried to address some of the problems that you've seen with her ADD, seeing a therapist, being on medication. She went out of control. This wasn't a pushing and shoving.
Your Honor, could I say something, please?
Sure.
When she came home after this scuffle, she complained of stomach aches. She ended up getting operated on for a blockage in intestines, which was caused by adhesions to her appendicitis. I didn't.
That has nothing to do with this fight, sir.
I didn't.
That has nothing to do with this fight, sir. The fact that she added adhesions to her appendicitis when she went down to Tennessee and she was operated on 2 weeks later. You don't get adhesions in 2 weeks. Mr. Grumshaw, don't make 2 months. Don't make excuses, sir.
Not excuses.
Don't make excuses, sir. Your daughter caused some serious damage. She knows she caused serious damage. Well, she knows she can't look at me and tell me she didn't provoke
I got
this.
into a fight with her.
You instigated it and you hurt her seriously, either because you are harboring an old grudge for something that dated back to junior high school, but whatever it is, you lost control. And you have to pay for it. Judgment in the case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next...
This is Kay Francis. Step forward, please.
Jennifer and Peter Tothfall say that 7 weeks after adopting their newborn baby, the birth mother, 36-year-old Debbie Kay, changed her mind and took her daughter back. The Tothfalls say they were heartbroken and devastated after losing the child they grew to love as their own. They're suing to recoup adoption costs from Debbie Kay and her boyfriend, Phil Francis.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 311 on the calendar in the matter of Tothfall versus Kay Francis. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Tothfall, I've read your complaint, and I am most sympathetic because, as an old family court judge, this is not the first time that I've seen a failed adoption. According to your papers, you and your husband wish to adopt a child, and you were put in touch with the defendants, who, for reasons which I'm sure they will tell me, were prepared to relinquish the baby that the defendant was carrying to you, and you agreed to pay certain of her expenses for the last trimester of her pregnancy. So far, is that correct?
That's correct.
Is that correct? You did, in fact, make those payments. They were $1,500 a month to cover your expenses, medical bills, rent, whatever, during the course of the last trimester. And then the baby was born, a little girl, I believe, correct?
Right.
So you want to tell me what happened?
Well, we had entered into an adoption plan, as you've said. She was born. We were present at the birth. I was present at the birth with my mother. I assisted in the birth. And
in the delivery room?
In the delivery room, yes. The next day, we came back to pick up the baby to take her home. We met with the social workers, and they agreed to sign a placement agreement, which they signed. We took the baby home, and we had her in our home for 7 weeks. We have 2 children of our own. We're very grateful that we have them. We feel very fortunate.
How old are they?
9 and 7. We bonded with the baby for 7 weeks.
Had you been trying to have a third child?
No, 5 years ago I had uterine cancer and a hysterectomy, so I'm no longer able to have any more children. But we wanted to open our home up again to another child. We had always wanted to have more children, and this was just something we wanted to do, and which is why we chose adoption. We originally got involved in a surrogate program, but just got discouraged due to the success rate, and also because I had a lot of chemotherapy. We didn't know the effect of the medication on my body, so we decided to adopt instead. And we, anyway, we had her for 7 weeks, and then they took her back. They took our baby back. I have photographs to show you. We bonded with her, we had her, and we were very devastated.
When did you know that there was difficulty?
We didn't know until she was born August 11th. We didn't know until mid-September.
What happened in mid-September?
We had a call from our attorney handling the adoption that apparently Debbie had sent them a letter stating that she was interested in possibly getting the baby back, but didn't say in so many words that she wanted the baby back. Basically beat around the bush. And he told us about this letter. We have never seen a copy of the letter. That was mid-September, and on September 30th, the morning of September 30th, I needed to bring her back.
How did that come about?
Well, there was a lot of talk for the tail end of the last 2 weeks of September. Phone conversations I was having between the social worker who was handling our case, phone conversations between myself and the attorney. She never really came out and told anybody she wanted the baby back. She never called me until the end of September, the 29th of September, was when I received a personal call from the birth mother stating that she wanted her back. And she said to me that she would like to meet me at a location, and she was going to call the attorney's office and let them know, make them aware of the fact that this is what was going to be happening. I was completely devastated. I was breaking down on the telephone. This wasn't, I mean, we had bonded with this baby. We had grown to love her. Our children had grown to love her. It wasn't as if she changed her mind, you know, the day that she was born. This baby was becoming attached to us. She was developing a personality. We were bonding with her.
There were some legal documents that had to be signed after the placement agreement, because that's what usually happens,
right.
And that's what we call a surrender document. You're familiar with that?
The only papers they told me that I needed to sign if I wanted to was to waive my rights for the 90 days.
That's what I'm talking about. And you did not sign those.
Right.
Am I correct?
Is this the waiver? You're talking about the waiver?
I'm talking
Yes.
about the waiver.
Right. No, I never signed those.
But you were asked to sign the waiver.
I was asked to sign those many times.
Many times. Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
She had also agreed to sign it in the hospital.
Are you two married?
No.
Your Honor.
But you live together?
Right.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you been living together?
5 years.
Yeah.
We have a 4-year-old together.
And how many other children do you have?
We have 4, besides the baby. We have 5.
And what made you decide that you thought it was in the child's best interest, since I assume that that was your motivation, to place this child for adoption?
Neither one of us was working at the time, Your Honor.
We were just having a really bad time, and we neither one had a job, and
We just thought it would be the best for the baby.
because we couldn't provide really well for our own children and this one, and it was just very, you know, hard.
It was
a very
difficult
hard decision. It wasn't something that was easy. It was heartbreaking. It was very hard.
I'm sure it was. But you decided to do it.
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
2 days after the baby was born, we received a call from our attorney's office stating that they wanted $720 in lieu of an epidural so they could take their other children to Disneyland.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Heartbroken parents, Jennifer and Peter Tothpaul, are suing Debbie Kay, the birth mother of the baby they adopted. The Tothpauls say 7 weeks after they took the newborn home, Debbie and her boyfriend Phil changed their minds and demanded their child back. They're suing to recoup adoption costs.
So let's get to the reason you changed your mind and when you did.
There was just many reasons. There was many reasons because, well, one reason is because I wanted her. You know, it was was devastating for me to give her up. You know, when your baby's born, you cry because you're happy. I cried because I was just
I cried because I had to give her away.
Right. And it was very hard. And
when for the first time did you make the decision that you were going to ask for her back?
It was about a month later. I had...
When? She was born in?
August.
August? And when did you decide to ask, when in your mind did you say, I'm going to ask for her back?
I can't tell you an exact date. I mean, I was going through so much, you know, it's just, in September. I had talked to the agency weeks before, and they never told them anything.
That's
you know,
because
I kept
you told
calling.
them not to tell us.
I did not tell them.
No, don't talk to each other.
I had talked to the social worker.
Did you have misgivings right after the baby was born in August about whether you were going to go through with this adoption?
No.
Was it a week later? Was it 2 weeks later?
It was about, I don't know, 4 weeks later. There was a lot of things that led up to it, you know, is that we had to go through so many things.
Like what?
Like, we sent all our kids away because we kept it a secret. And that was very, very emotional because I kept hidden. I didn't tell very many people. And just different things. It was just really hard. And they had told us things that, like, he wasn't even present for the birth. And I felt like, you know, she wasn't as important as their own children.
That's not the reason, Debbie, that you changed your mind.
No, that's not the only reason. It was just different things. I was just unsure about what was going on. And I felt, when I talked to everybody at the agencies and the lawyers and everything, they made me feel like I was, you know, less important, or I just felt less significant, you know, and it wasn't as important for them to send me the papers. They made me feel like I was selling her. And that wasn't my intentions at all.
When for the first time were you asked to sign the waiver? In the hospital?
Yes.
And you decided not to sign the waiver in the hospital. Can you tell me why? He did.
No, there was something was said like we were going to go out a couple weeks later for lunch or something and sign this paper, this waiver.
You mean you weren't asked to sign the waiver in the hospital?
Yeah, we were.
Sure you were.
Yeah, and we declined it then.
Right. My question to you is, why did you say no, sir, in the hospital?
In case she wanted to get the baby back, because I was fully supporting her and whatever she wanted to do.
So even in the hospital, you weren't sure that you were going to go through with this adoption. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm not telling you that at all.
Well, what you just said to me suggests that that was true, because if at that moment of the child's birth you were totally committed to this adoption, then you would have signed the waiver at the time. Don't speak to him. I understand that you could have a change of heart. My point is, these people are suing for nothing else other than, at this point, $4,500, which is what they gave to you in support for the 3 months that they agreed to. I mean, they can't be compensated for their heartbreak. That doesn't necessarily make you the bad guys, because you're entitled to have a change of heart. That's what the law provides. But my question is, when was the point in time when you had this change of heart? If you were committed to the adoption without reservation, you would have signed the waiver in the hospital at the time that they took the baby home.
We couldn't. We had to do it after. We had to go to this in L.A. somewhere. That's what we were told.
Because he wasn't there to sign something.
He doesn't have to be there to sign. You have to be there to sign. The waiver is something you have to do.
But they told me I could not sign this in the hospital.
They asked you to do it immediately thereafter, and you put them off.
No, I was going to do it. I had told them I would. And you know that I told them I would.
You never did it. Did you go away on vacation?
I was going to go away, and I never was able to go.
But you told them you were going away on vacation.
Right.
Whether you went or not, you said you couldn't sign the papers. You'll sign them when you come home from vacation, correct?
Right.
So that's
They called me 3 days after the baby was born. They called me 3 days. I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to deal with it. You know, it was...
Debbie, I'm not faulting you for changing your mind, Debbie. I want you to understand that. The law builds that in. But if what you're telling me is 3 days after the baby was born, when the baby is already with the new parents, you're called and said, would you come in so we can sign the papers?
That's not what they didn't call me to say that. They just called me to tell me that he hadn't signed his part of the papers yet, and just to let me know what was going on. That was the only time I ever heard from anybody.
No, that's not true. You knew you had to sign the waiver. Come on, Debbie.
That's not what they said, but they weren't
knew
telling me to do it then.
You knew you had to sign the waiver, and you kept putting it off.
And we had 90 days to do
They
it.
didn't tell me I had to sign it.
I know
They
you
said-
had 90 days to do it, sir. I mean,
Right.
are we understanding each other?
Yeah, totally. I'm not disputing anything. I'm just saying.
You had 90 days. Of course you have 90 days to do it. The idea is if you're committed to doing it,
Right.
then you do it at the earliest possible time, right? And you two folks didn't do that because you had misgivings as to whether you were absolutely positive that you wanted to do it. Is that true?
No,
I don't
it's not.
believe you. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because otherwise you would have done it. And the bottom line is, you did in fact say, I'm not signing the papers, I want the baby back. I'm not faulting you for wanting your baby back. I'm faulting you for taking their payments in September.
And you know,
I'm faulting you for that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know what? She sent her sister to pick up the baby.
I had just started a brand new job. I couldn't just leave.
Talking about your daughter.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer and Peter Tothpal are suing Debbie Kay, the birth mother of their adopted baby, after she demanded they return her child. The heartbroken Tothpals are suing to recover the cost of the adoption.
You took the money in September, even though you had misgivings. That's not fair, because that also says to them, everything is going the way it should be going. We can fall in love with this baby. That's not fair. And what I'm suggesting to you is, they're not the bad guys here. You're not bad either. But you didn't play it 100% straight with them. And it's a shame.
You know, when I talked to her, and I hadn't even made up my mind then, she was very, very mean. She says, I am not a babysitter, and I'm going to call Child Protection Services.
Well, for
and
once.
then, and I hadn't even said anything yet.
Sure,
and after she said, do you want to come to my house and see our home and everything, and I agreed. But that kept going through my mind. How could she be so mean? She's going to call the Child Protection Service on this baby. She's hurting the baby. And then when we did change our mind, and they made it very, very hard for us to get the baby.
You would too. If the circumstances were different, Debbie, you would too.
No. She dropped her off. She didn't even tell me what kind of formula she was drinking. She dropped her off in just a diaper and a T-shirt, which, you know what? I didn't even know what kind of formula she was drinking.
Why didn't you ask?
She wasn't there.
Just, why didn't you ask the social worker?
The social worker wasn't there either. The social worker was on vacation. The lawyer was the one that was giving us a hard time. He wouldn't even let the father pick her up. He's the one that told us they were going to call child. They made us feel like we were evil, and it was
In
nothing.
their minds, Debbie, you were evil. First, they hear that you're unable to take care of this infant because you have too many other kids that have to be taken care of. You have no jobs. You have no way of supporting this baby. And so that two people, the two of you, who look like two able-bodied people, had to accept $4,500, $1,500 a month to pay your rent and your food and whatever other expenses you had just to keep you for the last trimester of this baby's birth. And then, after 7 weeks, you say, well, now I want her back. Were you both working? Were you both working at the time you got her back?
I had just started working.
When you got her back. So who was going to take care of the baby?
I had a babysitter.
You know what? She sent her sister to pick up the baby.
That's right, because I just started working. I had just started a brand new job. I couldn't just leave.
Talking about your daughter.
And we'd already agreed on this the night before. And she knew the whole situation.
She doesn't know the whole situation, Debbie.
I told her that
you're not being fair. You can't say that these folks did anything wrong.
I didn't say they were doing anything wrong.
Okay.
Can I mention something else?
Sure.
In lieu of receiving an epidural in the hospital, they wanted money in exchange for that.
But I didn't come up with that.
please. Don't speak. They wanted money in exchange for that. That didn't come from us. We wouldn't make such a suggestion. I told her I wanted her to be comfortable, and we would talk about that after the fact. 2 days after the baby was born, we received a call from our attorney's office stating that they wanted $720 in lieu of an epidural so they could take their other children to Disneyland in San Diego.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I know you're heartbroken. Fortunately for you, you can be heartbroken and look at your 2 kids when you go home.
Right.
You know that.
I'm very grateful for my children. I'm very fortunate.
I'm sure you know other people who have been through the adoption process and the adoptions have failed that don't have the 2 gifts that you do at home to go home and look at. It doesn't make it any easier. Tough lesson, but you understand how hurt they are. All right, the issue is not a difficult one, especially since I believe that you understand it is your moral responsibility to return this money. You had an agreement with the plaintiffs that that they would, in fact, take care of you for 3 months of your pregnancy, and you would allow them to adopt your baby. You did not allow them to adopt your baby, and therefore, they're entitled to their money back. So judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge
Smith, step forward, please.
25-year-old John Wilson and his girlfriend Barbara Chaydez say Quincy Smith and his pals harassed and threw beer bottles at them during a drunken bus ride.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 310 on the calendar in the matter of Wilson Chaydez versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated, sir.
Are you 2 folks married?
No.
Dating?
Yes.
Do you live together?
No.
I have co-complaints. One $4,000 filed by you, the other $500 filed by you, and you are claiming that the defendant, while in the company of several others, assaulted you by throwing bottles which shattered on you.
Correct.
And the car.
And the car that you were in. And according to your complaint, sir, you were in a car with a lot of other people.
Yes, a limo bus.
A bus. A limo bus. So why don't you first tell me about this limo bus, and then we'll get to what happened with it.
It was mine and my twin brother's 21st birthday, and we rented it so that all our friends could gather together, all go as one, no one would drink and drive, and then we'd go bar hopping.
And you did that?
Yes.
What time did you board this bus?
Approximately around 8.
And how many bars had you been to before you came on the plaintiffs?
1.
What time did this occur?
About 11:30.
You hit more than one bar between 8 and 11:30?
No, ma'am.
So you stayed in that bar for how long?
A couple hours.
Okay.
We also, we drove around. It's a nice bus. I mean, you like to spend time, and it has a VCR, a sound system, everything like that. People can dance, walk around. It's very large.
And how many people were in this bus?
Approximately 25, give or take a few.
And you paid for the bus?
No.
And
Everyone pitched in the same amount, about approximately $20.
Now, you spent a couple of hours in a bar, one bar, you said. Is that right?
Yes.
So you made another stop or two on the way. Go to a liquor store?
Yes.
How many liquor stores did you go to?
Okay, we stopped off at a supermarket when we first entered the bus, got some alcohol, drinks, whatnot, went to the, went to the first bar, spent some time there, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I don't know. And then we went to the next liquor store.
So you bought liquor twice?
Yes.
So everyone was pretty well blotto?
No.
Well, when we ran into the defendant here, they were pretty much intoxicated.
Well, why don't you tell me how, unfortunately, you came upon this birthday party?
Well, we had just come home from Barbara's parents' house. It was about 11:30 at night. The only entranceway into our house is through an alley. At that point, we were living together. Now we're not. There was a limo bus parked blocking the entire alleyway. It was parked illegally. People were outside of the bus urinating on the buildings, and they had open containers. We waited a few minutes. We honked, tried to get them to move up. They didn't comply. At that point, Barbara got out of the vehicle and asked one of the members to move.
Somebody that was outside of the bus?
Correct.
Where was the driver of the bus?
We were at the rear end of the bus. We approached the first person we saw.
The driver of the bus was in there the whole time.
Just a second. So you approached Barbara, the first person that you saw at the rear of the bus, and said, could you please move?
Yeah, asked very politely, and he just slurred in my face and told me to screw off, go around, we're not doing it. And I just didn't know what to do and asked him to get out of the car, which he did.
Your Honor?
Sit. So did you get out
When she entered the vehicle again, and I could tell that they told her no, I then got out of the car. Now, keep
What's
in
your
mind,
first name?
John.
John! My first issue with you, sir, is what?
Couldn't tell you.
Can you tell him?
I think so.
You came across a bunch of people that you saw outside urinating on buildings, John. You don't send your girlfriend out of the car to tell them to move. You get out of the car to tell them to move.
This was, we didn't see all this until we got out of the car, till both of us were out of the car.
I mean, I don't see late at night you going by yourself to this group of people. You know.
There was a lot of girls, too, a lot of young girls around with them, too. I mean, it just looked like a bunch of partiers, so we didn't think anything of it. We asked politely. When they were rude and everything, that's when we just got back in our car and waited.
Who did you ask?
Hey, listen to me.
We never got off the bus. We never, my cousin, this is my cousin right here.
This is my witness.
And my teammate, and we never got off the bus ever.
Did I ask you a question?
Well, I can't stand and listen to people laugh.
Just a second, did I ask you a question?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
When Barbara entered the vehicle, I got out of the vehicle, went up to the first person I saw and said, hey, this is the only way to get to our house. Can you please move up the bus? When I got out of the vehicle, of course, other members of the party came up. They see a guy coming out, automatically everybody's instincts comes into play, and then when they create a confrontation. As soon as he said no, I threw up my hands and said, okay. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go up to a whole group of guys and pick a fight with them.
So what
Two
did
or
you
three,
do?
yeah, whole group, no. At that point, we got back in the vehicle and waited. This is a very busy street. We have a large police force that patrols the area. I figured, hey, we'll get in the car, a cop's going to come by. These people are going to get busted. They're plastered. No cop came by. We waited about 2-3 minutes. People started getting back in the bus. It pulled up. At that point, we said, great. Pulled into the alleyway, go up, I'd say, about 50 feet to our fence, which you have to get out of the car to unlock the padlock to get into our driveway. When I exited the car to unlock the gate, I heard, hey, you want to start something? I turned to my left. I saw a group of guys coming at me with bottles in hand. As soon as I saw this group approaching us, I turned to Barbara and I said, get in the car now. At that point, she looked at me, eye contact. A bottle flew right past her face. Hit the car, exploded. Dove into the car, and we gunned it. As soon as we slammed the doors, the back window shattered from a beer bottle. Okay, bottles, plural, lots of bottles. We immediately sped up. I mean, I don't know how we didn't hit nothing going down our alley, going that fast. Went directly to 7-Eleven down the road and called 911. At that point, the bus pulls by, stops at the red light. All the members on the left-hand side of the bus roll down their window and laugh at us while we're standing there calling the police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is going to be a more expensive birthday party than you thought. Much more expensive.
And later today,
His mother doesn't want him to have this car. He knew that, which is why he kept it a secret. You took advantage of him.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Wilson and Barbara Chaydez say Quincy Smith and his pals harassed and threw beer bottles at them during a drunken bus ride. Quincy claims he's innocent and not responsible for his friend's actions.
So the windshield was shattered. The back windshield was shattered
Correct.
on your car. And who was hit with the glass?
I was barely missed by it, and it hit my car door and shattered all over me. I had to take a shower and take all my, totally change and everything, because I had glass everywhere.
What was the damage to the car?
We have pictures.
We have
of the
pictures and
vehicle.
bills.
Now, once the police did arrive to come take our statement, they immediately got a priority call that there had been an altercation at a bar down the street, so they had to leave us. Well, it turns out the altercation was this member and his party had stopped at their next bar and assaulted 2 police officers.
undercover cops or something. We don't know the whole story.
Okay, now I'll hear from you.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say that I have empathy for the plaintiffs. What happened to was an awful thing. It should never happen to anyone. But I know for a fact they can't say I did it because I never even got off the bus. They can never pinpoint me out. I didn't get off the bus. I don't know what happened off the bus. I mean, even if the bus driver would have saw something, I mean, it was his responsibility to stay there.
Which bus company did you use?
It was, I believe it was called VIP limo buses.
Mm-hmm. When you called them, how many people did you say were going to be on the bus?
About approximately 25. You can get, the buses they have will fill 20 to 25, and I believe they even have one larger than that.
And when you called the bus company, did you have to reserve the bus with a credit card?
No.
When did you pay them?
You pay a deposit down,
Well,
and then when,
a deposit-
then when they arrive, you pay the rest.
Well, I'm asking you,
Okay.
did you pay the deposit in cash or a credit card?
Check.
A check?
Yes.
Yours or your brother's?
Mine.
Yours.
Mm-hmm.
So let me understand this, Mr. Smith.
Okay.
You rented the bus.
Yes.
You, sir, are absolutely right that these people can in all probability not say who it was who threw a bottle other than the group. Is that right?
That's correct.
That doesn't make you not responsible for this incident, sir.
It didn't even happen on the bus that I was responsible for.
Oh, it happened, sir.
It happened,
with
yes.
people. It happened with people that you invited to celebrate your birthday on a bus. You are still, sir, responsible for the behavior of those people. You. Because somebody is guilty and somebody is innocent. Now, they don't know who it is, but you, who arranged this party, are responsible for their losses because you are in the unique position, sir, if you are not drunk, to know who in that party got off the bus and who in that party actually damaged their property and attempted to assault them with what I consider a deadly instrument, which is a heavy beer bottle.
So,
not them. They're not in that unique position to know. You are.
So I'm responsible for everyone on the bus.
Every single person.
On the bus and off. Everyone who was also an adult.
Every single person that was partying with you at your birthday party, sir. You hired the bus.
I never got off the bus. I don't know.
Doesn't make any difference, sir.
It does to me.
This is going to be a more expensive birthday party than you thought. Much more expensive. Now, you have something that you believe is meaningful to this case that you wish to contribute?
Yeah, I do, Your Honor.
Sure.
First of all,
Step up right there.
Okay, I'm sorry. My cousin and myself never got off the bus at any point. And
didn't you understand what I just said?
I don't know how you can expect him to keep track of 25 people.
He invited them to his bus.
So how is he supposed to keep track of you if they're all adults?
If he can't keep track of them, then he shouldn't have invited them. And if they didn't do anything wrong, then he wouldn't be standing here today, sir.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. And later today...
He had it for a week and a half. He's blown the motor in it now. What good is it to me?
When you deal with a minor, you deal with a minor at your own risk.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
He invited them to come on board for a drinking evening. He is therefore responsible for everything that transpires during the course of that evening. And one of the things that transpired was these people were put in fear of their lives. And if he wishes to turn around and do some detective work and try to figure out who it was that got off the bus and threw bottles at them and smashed their cars.
I hope he would.
That's... no, you!
No, I
not
hope he would. My cousin doesn't want to be here. Do you think if he knew who did it, he would be taking the blame for this?
Well, then he should have been more selective about who he invited on the bus. And he should have seen to it that once the people on the bus started to drink a little too much and started to get a little out of control, he said to the bus driver, who he had hired, because you remember, he sent the check, he hired the bus. These people are a little too unruly. You better take us home because I don't know what's going to happen with them. You, sir, between these innocents and you, you're responsible. Judgment in this case is for one plaintiff and the amount, Barbara, and the amount of $1,000, and you, sir, the amount of $500 as requested. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. There you go. Sorry. I'll get back though to your record, please.
These people do deserve money, but I believe I'm not the one responsible for it. I think I would have been much better off using a different defense, like the bloody glove defense. This is just ridiculous.
And now the next case.
All parties on Schramm Snyder versus Blankenship. Step forward, please.
Bookkeeper Vera Schramm says her neighbor, 29-year-old Marcy Blankenship, ripped off her 15-year-old son Toby when she sold him a car that doesn't run.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
You went and bought a car from the defendant.
Yes.
Did you tell your parents?
No.
Why?
Because I thought they'd say no.
How much did you pay for this car?
$400.
Where'd you get the money from?
My bank account.
When did you find out that he had bought the car?
Almost a week later, on November 4th.
You're his mother?
Yes.
Tell me how you found out that he bought the car.
I had called his friend's house to see if he was there. And while I was on the phone, the other parent said, by the way, I'm a little concerned about what we're going to do with Toby's car. I said, car? What do you mean car? Like vehicle? He says, oh yeah, it's parked out on the street, and what are we going to do for street sweeping day? I said, didn't know anything about it. Where did he get it? How long has he had it? So of course we went right over and visited the car and the parents, and I got the paperwork.
Now, you were keeping this a secret?
Yes.
How old were you when you bought the car?
15.
How did you find this car?
I was walking home from my friend's house and I just saw it on the street.
They have a for sale sign?
Yes.
How much were they asking for the car?
$700.
So you paid $400?
Yes.
Who drove the car to where it was ultimately parked?
We pushed it because it didn't run.
How far did you have to push it?
Like 6 or 7 blocks.
Did you ever move the car?
Oh, yeah, and we pushed it to the mechanic. Because she said all it needed was a tune-up, so we pushed it because it was right by his house.
Did you get it tuned up?
Yes.
How much did that cost you?
$55.
And then what happened with the car?
Still didn't run because we took it and we got we got it checked and stuff, and it said that one of the cylinders was bad, so.
What'd your mother say when she found out you bought this car?
She was real mad. And then she put me on punishment.
Where'd you get this $400 from? Did you work for the money?
I went to work in the summer with my dad.
So, you sold him a car.
Yes, I did.
Did you ask him how old he was?
No, I didn't.
Doesn't look 18 to me.
He knew about the car. He phoned 3 times on the car. He came by inquiring about the car twice. I asked him if the first night he came by if he wanted to drive it or if he wanted to leave me a deposit, and I would be more than happy to take the for sale signs off of it. He said no, he didn't have his wallet with him. So I figured he didn't want to drive it because he didn't have his license with him, and that was fine. I showed him the car in and out. I started it up for him and everything, and he didn't have a problem with it. He said it was perfect. He'd be back the next day to please not sell it.
How come I asked you if he doesn't look 18 and you give me this whole long story? Doesn't look 18 to me. Now, you may not know this, but I'm going to tell you now. You cannot enter into a contract with a minor because they're not always so clever. So that's why we have laws that protect minors from entering into contracts. So you have to give him his money back.
He had it for a week and a half. He's blown the motor in it now. What good is it to me?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Vera Schramm is suing Marcy Blankenship because she sold her 15-year-old son Toby a car that doesn't run. Marcy claims she didn't know Toby was a minor.
When you deal with a minor, you deal with a minor at your own risk. Anybody who has half an eye can see that this young man is not the age of majority. You took advantage of him. I believe that you took advantage of him. And you can't do that. So you owe him $400. Sir, you paid $55 to have the car tuned up?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to have to eat that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's form of punishment. I'm sure your mother has something else planned for you if she hasn't already conjured up the appropriate punishment, including, at 15 years old, would seem to me, requiring somebody else to sign off if he wants to go take money out of the bank.
Absolutely. That's a lesson to be learned.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Mm-hmm. So judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. You did return the car?
Not yet.
Do it. She's got to get the car. He's got to get his money back, at least part of it. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Back there to your right, please.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Parties on Coleman versus Smith. Step forward, please.
39-year-old Philadelphia transit worker Vanessa Coleman says a man she used to date, Theodore Smith, stole her car for 2 days, then returned it damaged. Mr. Smith claims he had Vanessa's permission to take the car and is not responsible for the damage to the vehicle.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. All rise. Judge, it's number 220 on the calendar in the matter of Coleman versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
All right, Miss Coleman, you say that Mr. Smith stole your car.
Yes.
He said he borrowed it with your permission. In any event, the car, something happened to it, it was damaged. You want to get paid?
Yes.
So first let's start on the 27th of June, which is when this whole thing came down, I understand. He took the keys from your house.
Yes.
Tell me how that happened.
I had got home from work early this day, and the maintenance man, name is Derek, asked me if I could run him and Mr. Smith up to cash their check.
He was a neighbor of yours?
Yes, he's a neighbor. And so I did this and came back home, and I knew I was going out that evening, so I came in to change, to get ready. So while I was in the house changing, Mr. Smith rang my bell. I asked who it was, and it was saying he responded, so I went to the door and let him in. So we were down there talking, and I noticed that I have a countertop in my living room that the keys were laying there. So I went back upstairs and told him that I was getting ready to go out that evening, and I left him downstairs. So anyway, as I got ready to come back down to leave, I noticed that my keys weren't on the counter anymore. So I figured, well, maybe I took them back upstairs. And I went back upstairs, and I didn't see the keys up there either. And I checked all in my pocketbook, and I couldn't find my keys.
Didn't find the keys? So did you call the police?
I called the police that evening because I waited to see maybe he would bring the car back. So I waited and waited, and I did finally call the police and report the car stolen that evening.
Now, that was June 27th?
June 27th.
When did you get the car back?
My niece found the car June 29th, which was a Sunday.
And what was the condition of the car when it was found?
Trying to move the car wouldn't move.
Okay, so it was damaged.
So it was damaged.
Well, he acknowledges that the car was damaged while you were driving it, sir. Now, why don't you tell me your version of how you got possession of these keys?
Ms. Coleman and I, we live 2 doors apart from each other.
Had you been friends before this happened?
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. We were also seeing each other.
No,
and
we weren't,
probably starting what I would call the start of a relationship.
What do you mean?
She and I had spent time in each other's house a couple of times, having dinner, ice cream, these sort of things.
That's nice.
I've used the car before, and I've driven a car and brought it back.
With her permission?
With her permission. I had asked her, could I use the car to make an errand to my mother's house? My mother lives in walking distance, 10 minutes, and driving, it's 2 minutes. The car was parked 4 blocks away from my mother's house.
Just a second. You asked her, according to you, you asked her if you could ride to an errand to your mother's house.
Yes, I did.
You didn't tell me what she said.
She said yes. She gave me the keys, which was a full set of keys. At that time...
And you intended to be back in...
In moments, because she had told me she...
You intended to be back in moments, and you knew she was going out?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
She gave me the keys. Her and the landlord were standing on the pavement, talking, as I got into the car and exited the block. About 5 minutes into the journey after the car, I stopped at the intersection. I tried to engage the shifter to go on. The car wouldn't move. It didn't
All right,
respond.
you knew at that point, to make a long story a little shorter, you knew at that point that there was something wrong with the car.
Yes.
What did you do then?
I had a friend who was with me.
Which friend was with you?
A gentleman I picked up.
Just a second. A gentleman you picked up where?
This was on the block of my mother's house. The
Who
street
was
where my
that?
mother lived at.
Who was that?
It was a gentleman named Boo.
Boo.
Right.
Does Boo have a last name?
Boo Rogers, yes he does.
What'd you pick up Boo for?
He was going in the same direction I was coming back. So I was giving him a lift.
So what you're saying to me was you had already been at your mother's house.
Yes.
So you did the errand at your mother's
Yes,
house
I did.
already. You sure about that?
Yes.
Go ahead. And you're on your way back with Boo in the car.
Right.
Go ahead.
The car broke down at the intersection. We both got out. We pushed the car. At that time, I'm not knowing too much about cars. I asked him. He didn't know too much about cars. So I went to a payphone. I called a friend who did know about cars. He came and checked the car out. He told me, Mike...
Why didn't you call her?
Well, at that particular time, I wanted to see what was wrong with the car.
Now listen, Mr. Smith, let's talk logic here, sir. You said you were going to be back in 2 minutes. You knew she was going out. Now you're out for well beyond 2 minutes. You pick up Boo. Then you call one friend. The person that you don't call is the person whose car it is, who has to go out, and you know that she was going out. So I don't understand why you didn't pick up the phone and say, I'm going to try to fix the car. I'm having some trouble with it.
I agree with you.
Good. I'm glad you do. It makes me feel better. Go ahead.
Thank you. So the gentleman came, and we looked at the car, and he told me that the clutch was dry. It needed hydraulic clutch fluid.
Okay, so then what did you do?
Well, we tried
Now
to
we're looking for fluid.
Right.
We got Boo and we got fluid.
Exactly. I tried to get the fluid.
How did you try to get the fluid, sir?
We went to an auto supply store.
And how far away from where the car was?
It was a
that?
distance.
About how far, sir?
10-minute ride.
How'd you get there?
In his car. The gentleman who came to look at the car, who was a
Just
mechanic.
a minute. Let me understand this. All this time you haven't called her yet?
No, I haven't.
Keep going.
That was it.
And so what'd you do?
Upon not getting the car started, again, I did not call her. I went home. I tried to contact her then.
How did you try to contact her?
By calling her on the phone.
And what happened?
I got no answer.
I'm having too good a time with this, please. So you tried to contact her, you called her, and there was no answer.
Exactly.
So I assume you wrote out a note.
No, I did not.
Because you're right next
No,
door.
I
You
did
wrote
not.
out a note and you say, don't worry about your car, it broke down, here's where it's located. You went and tacked it on a door.
No, I did not.
No, you did not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The reason why I sued him for that because...
to teach him a lesson.
Yes.
And later today...
So you made trouble between her and her son. You were a pig about the money that you won. You really are nasty.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 39-year-old Vanessa Coleman says Theodore Smith stole her car and returned it 2 days later with extensive damages. Theodore says Vanessa gave him permission to take the car and denies any responsibility for the damage.
It's not really urgently important, Miss Coleman. Listen to me. It's not urgently important whether he drove the car with or without your permission. He's responsible for the damage to your car. Now, I don't think he can look me in the eye and deny that, right, sir?
I agree with you.
Right. So, did you have the car fixed?
Oh, yes.
Let me see the repair bill. When did you finally tell her where the car was?
Never.
I didn't. The car was recovered Sunday morning. I woke up, came out, the car was in front of her house.
Weren't you curious as to how she found it?
Not really. No. No.
I don't understand these bills, Miss Coleman.
Okay,
Let's understand.
I don't understand them either,
The short bill is the actual estimate that all the damages that I had done to the car. The other estimate is just for the damage that he did, which was to the clutch and the shifter.
Well, $460, is that what you paid for the damage that he did?
I paid $900 and What is it, $9.45?
Yeah, but you know, you're not talking about a wheel alignment and front brakes.
See, I didn't
and
charge
outer
him.
seats.
I didn't charge him for that. I just charged him for the clutch and the shifter.
But she's suing me for $9.45.
Just a second.
And the reason why I sued him for that because
to teach him a lesson.
Yes, he denied. He denied to pay me anything except for the $60 he gave me.
He gave you $60?
He gave me $60.
What'd you give her $60 for, sir?
The first day that this had happened and she told me she was putting the car in the shop,
yeah,
I said, okay, I'm going to give you some money to start on. This is initial payment. Give me a receipt and I'll pay the rest gladly.
Right.
She never gave me a receipt. She refused to give me a receipt. This happened on...
All right, got it. Listen, Miss Coleman. He has to pay for the damage he did on the car. If I could add on a couple of bucks for bad manners, you know, I would do that, but that's not what we're about.
Yes.
He's got to pay for the damage he did to the car, $460.
Yes.
And I would suggest to you, if you ever made a loan to him of your car or anything else that you value...
Never, Ann.
What?
Never.
Right.
You know it.
Thank you very much. That's all.
Without excuse, you may step out.
Thank you.
I felt 3 hard blows in the back of my head.
And I got hit in the head probably 8 times.
The class reunion.
And they're pulling my hair and pushing me, and I saw her husband throw Sonny up against the car.
That became a rampage.
I never hit her. I don't hit women.
So you broke your own hand?
I broke my own hand on the side of his head, yeah.
What dark secrets hide?
It actually all started in high school.
Behind a battle 10 years in the making.
Who started this fight? Have known each other and disliked each other since high school.
Me and Sonny have known each other.
The 2 girls?
Yes.
According to your complaint, you were all out at the bar, out in the parking lot. Each of you claimed that the other assaulted you, and you, right?
Correct.
Okay. What day did this happen?
About 1 o'clock in the morning on the 21st of April.
And was the defendant there already when you arrived?
Yes.
Did you have any words with the defendant that day?
She said hi to me at the bar and asked me how I was, and I said I'm fine. And he got a drink, and we went back and played pool.
What happened next?
Well, we were only there for a little while playing pool. Then we walked outside, me and Chris and my friend Melanie, and I was unlocking the car door, and this girl over here walked up to me and asked me, do you have a problem with my girlfriend Sonny? Because we'd had an argument a couple months before. I said, no, I don't have a problem. And Sonny came up from around behind me and slugged me in the back of the head. That's not true.
Shh. I didn't ask you anything yet. Go ahead.
Then her friend came over, and another gal, I don't know who she was, and they were hitting me and punching me, so I started to fight back, and I had the keys in my hand, and they were pulling my hair and pushing me, and I started...
Who's they?
Sonny and her 2 girlfriends. And
That's still a lie.
Now sit down. Sit! In a chair. Now maybe you understand. Go ahead.
And as I was hitting her, Jason came over from behind. I felt 3 hard blows in the back of my head, and I turned around and he socked me in the eye. And then they took off. I have pictures of my injuries too.
I will look at the pictures. Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
You have the police report?
Yes. Here's the pictures of my eye, and then some of her friends were grabbing him and trying to pull him away from helping me.
When she first got attacked, I grabbed her, I turned her this way, and I pulled her down and covered her head. And a couple of girls were trying to pull me off of her. And I don't know if I'm not sure if it was Jason, but he had like three of his male friends there. And they're trying to pull us off, and I got hit in the head probably 8 times. And I got some scratches on my neck.
Here's the police report too.
Who do you claim hit you in the face, giving you the black eye?
Jason.
I never
Jason.
touched her.
Yes.
What part of don't speak don't you understand?
Sorry.
My friend Melanie saw him hit me in the head too, several times.
Other than a scratch on the back of your head, did you have any injuries, Mr. Hoyt?
No, I had a lot of knots on the back of my head.
Step up. I have a few questions. You were with them that evening?
Yes, I was.
So this young lady comes up and said, you have a problem with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Describe exactly what you saw after that.
They were arguing back and forth. I don't remember what the words that they were saying, but I just remember it started getting heated, and I saw people punching her in the back of the head. I went to go and try to stop the fight or something, and they had somebody stand in front of me saying, just let him fight. And she was like standing in front of me like this.
Nobody that's here today?
No.
All right, Sonny, tell me your version of the events.
Well, it actually all started in high school. I was your classic nerd, I guess. I was involved
Okay, so you were the nerd, they were the popular one. I got that. So
Yeah.
You didn't like her, she didn't like you.
And
whatever.
I hadn't seen her since high school until the night of March 31st, that I can recall anyway. We were up at the same bar. I was playing pool against her husband, and I was about to shoot in the 8-ball and win the game, and she was sitting behind me and hauled off and kicked me in the leg. And I actually have an affidavit if you'd like to see it from my friend that was
so
there.
that was a month before?
Yes.
You also say in your answer that she made some sort of a derogatory remark about your engagement ring.
Yeah, after she kicked me, I turned around and asked her, you know, what was going on, and she said nothing. So I turned around, walked away, went and sat down. I was getting up to get another drink, and I walked by, and Chris, her husband, held up his ring and started saying, oh, look at the size of the diamond in this ring, and started making fun of my engagement ring, saying that was a joke. Saying that the diamond in my ring was really
Never
small.
lie. Never lie, especially if it's not really important but just sets a tone. Was your fiancé there at the time?
Yes, it was.
Shh, just a second. Your fiancé was there at the time when you say that her husband was making not nice remarks about the size of your engagement ring.
Yes.
I assume he was really angry.
Oh, Jason?
Yes, Jason. I would get really angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
I mean,
angry.
let's all tell the truth here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got very angry. 'Cause,
Okay, so that's a month before. Now we turn to April 21st at 1 o'clock in the morning.
We were having drinks. I saw Colette walk in. We happened to be up at the bar at the same time getting a drink. I did say hi, asked her how she was, sat back down. I thought maybe, you know, our problems were over with and we could just have a nice evening at the bar, but evidently not. So closing time came. We went to leave the bar, but Shay actually walked out of the bar first. So if she could tell her story.
Why don't you come up and tell me your side of the story? Your last name is?
Burton.
Now, Miss Burton, you walked out first.
Yes.
And you walked up to where the plaintiff was getting into her car.
Yes.
What did you say to her?
I asked her why she was harassing my friend.
Now, that night, I haven't heard anything about harassment. She said hello. She said hello. Case closed.
My girlfriend Sarah and I were walking out of the bathroom, and she stepped in front of me, and then I looked at her like, you know, why? And then she stepped back and she made some remark under her breath. Well, then I watched her, and she was watching us and pointing at us, going around the bar. I was just like, why does she have a problem? So I went up to ask her, you know, why we were so important.
Why didn't you go up to ask her in the bar where there were other people? Why?
We were leaving when I decided to ask her.
Why?
It was time to go.
And then what happened?
Before I could ask her or get a response, she swung at me twice, and I defended myself.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Colette Hoyt says former high school classmate Sonny Hansen assaulted her outside a bar. Sonny says Colette, a high school bully, started this fight too.
So what did you do?
Sonny went to break it up, so I didn't get hit.
Sonny went to break what up?
She
There wasn't a fight.
She made sure I wasn't getting hurt again.
How did you do that?
She just stepped in between and tried to stop Colette.
And then Colette swung at me.
With a handful of keys.
Yeah, and hit me in the face, and I have this scarring right here. I have pictures of the injuries as well, if you'd like to see those.
I would.
And then I saw her husband throw Sonny up against the car.
You saw her husband what?
He threw Sonny up against the car.
Yeah.
If
Sonny and her were starting to fight.
I'm not talking to you. You lost your talking privileges until I call you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, she attacked me. She had keys in her hands. I went to defend myself. I was trying to curl down so she'd quit hitting me in the face, because we were actually scheduled on Sunday to go down and get photo invitations for our wedding, and now even I think my wedding pictures here in 5 weeks are going to reflect the scarring on my face from a fight that I didn't even want to be a part of.
What were you a part of it for?
I stepped in.
What were you a part of it for? I believe her when she said that somebody hit her. I believe her. I believe that there was absolutely no basis for you to go outside and have any conversation with her at all. And everybody just then came all around. There were a lot of people that were hitting. There were a lot of people that were hitting. Now I'm going to hear from Big Mouth. Only because I have to, because you're a party to this proceeding. Go ahead. You came out with whom?
I came out with Sonny.
Just a second. You came out with Sonny, alone, just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
There were several other guys there, too.
There weren't any other guys.
There wasn't any.
There was 3 other guys. One guy was so nuts, he took off his friggin' coat and was going, yeah, yeah, shaking his hand. And
do I know him? I don't even know who they are.
Then why was he shaking your hand?
Just a second.
I have no idea. He never shook my hand. My hand was broken.
She heard his friend yell, I got your back, when he was hitting me.
I never hit her.
Did you speak to the police?
Did I speak to the police? No. And I never hit her. I don't hit women. The only reason I even got involved is because Chris slammed Sonny into the car, and I thought he was going to start hitting on her, so I hit him off of her. Then we got in the car and we left.
How did you hit him off of her?
How did I hit him off of her? With my right hand, and in the process breaking it.
Looking on my head.
So you broke your own hand?
I broke my own hand on the side of his head, yes, to hit him off of her.
You broke your own hand hitting him?
Mm-hmm. He was on top of her.
I thought I was a girl. Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Now, it looks to me as if there were a lot of people that were punching at Miss Hoyt.
The only people who were fighting with Miss Hoyt is her.
And me.
Yeah. There was no one else that was
see right away. Now, there were 2 people fighting with Miss Hoyt.
No, when we walked out of the bar,
it wasn't at
Colette
the same
was swinging
time.
at her.
No.
Sonny tried to break up the fight, and Colette hit her.
And Shay was standing back, and it was
Then
just
they started to
me and
proceed to fight, and then
Well,
Chris
why
slammed
didn't
Sonny
you
in the
get in
car.
there? Why didn't you get in there instead of letting your fiancé get in there if there was a fight going on?
Because she was right in front of me. I couldn't stop her. We both walked out.
Sure you
It's a
can.
single door. You know, you can't walk out of a door side by side.
How angry were you at her husband?
When he hit her?
Before.
Not really angry, except for the time when him and his buddies tried to fight me and my friend. That night that Colette kicked her, we were in there playing pool, and him and about 10 of his friends tried to pick a fight with us. We had to be escorted. We had to be escorted out of the bar, made sure we were in our car safe, and then we left.
He's been kicked out of that bar because he beat up an old man.
Now, my next question
I've
to
never
you
been
is,
kicked out of that bar before in my life.
if you were assaulted and you know who assaulted you, why is it that you never prosecuted this case?
I did try to, but the police say that there's, they don't prosecute misdemeanors, or they don't investigate misdemeanors in Spokane because they're too overloaded with felonies. And so the police officer asked us to take it to small claims. He didn't even want us to file the report because they don't have enough staff. And so it's what the police officer told us, that there wouldn't be enough.
Your case is dismissed. Now you can leave. You had 10 warnings. Goodbye.
Gotta learn to be quiet.
Broke his own hand, let him take care of it. It's a hothead. Okay. Is there anything else that anybody wants to tell me?
I just think if their injuries were so severe, we have an affidavit here that shows that Chris was down playing in a pool tournament at 9 o'clock the next morning.
I'm not talking about his injuries. I don't think he had any. I mean, he had a couple. He had a scratch on the back of the head. This guy tried to hit him in the head with this hand. He broke his arm. It's good enough.
I'm fine.
Right? Good
I'm
enough.
fine.
Perfect. You can sit down. The question is, who started this fight?
Colette did.
No, you did.
Verbally.
No, you did. You went up to her in the parking lot for absolutely no reason. And I believe that you came in and you hit her. And then all hell broke loose. And then all hell broke loose. And I believe that your old boyfriend over there was still remembering from last month when he made fun of the engagement ring. Because that would be something that one would remember. And so would you. So I'm dismissing your counterclaim. And I'm awarding you, as requested, $2,500 because I've looked at your injuries, and your injuries are, in fact, substantial. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Smarter than her and skinnier than her, and evidently that just carries on after high school. I just wish it would die and she would just let things be.
They got what they deserved. They started everything, and if he's going to hit a girl, then he should have to pay for it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ray versus Gallagher. Step forward, please.
46-year-old band manager William Ray is suing a former band member, 23-year-old waiter Michael John Gallagher, for unpaid bail money and attorney fees after Michael was arrested for driving under the influence.
Mr. Ray, you were managing a band. The defendant was one of the band members.
Correct.
According to your complaint, the defendant was arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol.
Correct.
You bailed him out, provided whatever money was necessary to have him back in the band, right?
Correct.
The band was subsequently disbanded. You want your money.
Correct.
The defendant says that, yes, you laid out money, but that you told him that he was to start paying you back when the band started to make money. The band never made any money, so he doesn't owe you any money. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. How were you arrested? Tell me about this arrest that you had in May of 2000.
I was driving down the road, and I got into an accident. I had been drinking. I paid my dues.
So you were hauled off to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you call?
I'm not sure. I called my friend Steve, and I called Mr. Ray here.
And Steve didn't have any money?
No.
So then you called
Mr.
Ray. And what did you say when you called him?
I just told him that I was in jail. I really just wanted somebody to talk to. I didn't expect him to get me out or anything. I just wanted somebody to talk to, so I called him.
You wanted somebody just to chat with?
Yes. Well, I was in jail. I was 21 years old and scared out of my mind.
Fine. So you didn't want somebody to come and get you out. You just wanted somebody to talk to.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Well, as the conversation went on, I did ask him to get me out.
Of course you did. Of course, Mr. Gallagher. And how much was the bail?
I don't know.
How much was the bail, Mr. Ray?
$7,500 bail, $750 out of pocket.
Okay. Tell me about hiring the attorney. Who called the attorney?
I have a very close friend I've known for about 21 years.
So the answer is you did?
I did, yes.
Did the attorney tell you what the fee was?
Usually it was $3,000, I believe, and since he was friends with Mr. Ray, he would take care of it for $1,600.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
Did you pay him any money?
Mr. Ray gave me a check to pay him, yes.
And what did he say when he gave you the check? Look at me. What did he say when he gave you the check?
Don't worry about this. Worry about your singing. We'll take care of this later.
Good. Now, what other expenses did you have, Mr. Ray?
The other money is I gave him my car. I had several cars, and his car was totaled. He got my car, the car that I loaned him, impounded one night, so I had to pay that fees.
How did he get your car impounded?
He called me up and he said that I was driving across the tracks and a hubcap fell off, and as I stopped to check it, the police stopped me, and then we find out he doesn't have a driver's license, or his license has expired. So
is that right?
Yes, that is right. When I went to the DMV, I have a New Mexico driver's license. When I went to the DMV,
give me a story.
Okay.
How much was it to get the car out of impound?
Car getting out of the impound was $93.
What else?
He had the car approximately 6 to 7 months. Clutch was totally shot, and it had a brand new clutch.
That's your problem. If you're stupid enough to lend somebody your car for 7 months, somebody who's already had trouble with the car, he's got a DUI, he's a baby, you're not. You take on that responsibility. $2,443 is what you owe him. Why shouldn't you pay him?
I don't feel that I should pay him because he told us he was going to take care of all this stuff for us and start paying us to rehearse. We were there 3 nights a week, sometimes 7 nights a week rehearsing. Most of the time that we were there, he was stoned out of his mind and wasn't even paying attention to the rehearsal.
So why didn't you leave?
I thought...
Just a second. So why didn't you leave?
I didn't leave because I thought this was my opportunity.
Well, then you made a mistake.
Most definitely.
You made a mistake, but you had the opportunity to leave. And if this lawsuit was about your expenses, your living expenses, et cetera, while you were working, I would feel differently about it. These items had to do with your stupidity. A, driving while drunk, having an accident, and then parking across railroad tracks. That has nothing to do with band. That has something to do with stupidity. 2443, judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Everything aside, Mr. Ray's a pervert. Okay, the only reason he did this whole boy band thing was because he likes young, cute boys around him.
Vindictive, stupid comments.
It was a sham from the beginning.
The current edition of the band actually went on a showcase April 26th, and now we're actually waiting for...
Stay?
Yes, I did.
So I assume you weren't injured?
Not to the point where I felt I needed medical attention.
Well, tell me how you were injured at any point.
Okay, I had scratches all over my neck.
Did you have any photographs of that?
Did I know I was going to court? No.
Did you? If you had hung around Miss Collazo and spoken to the police, maybe you would have known. Nothing more unseemly than women who drink. Medical bills total $1,160.
Can I speak right now? Mm-hmm. We had a criminal case. She already tried to get me for harassment, but the judge in Pittsburgh dropped the charges.
Well, I'm not dropping the charges. As far as I'm concerned, madam, you owe $1,160, judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm tired of seeing her in court. This is my 3rd time, and hopefully I don't have to see her ever again.
I really think she was out looking to just start something. And I was the lucky person.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Passariello versus Stillwell. Step forward, please.
Kalia and Vito Passariello are suing DJ company owners Jennifer and Eric Stillwell for ruining their wedding video. The Stillwells say the video was free.
Mr. and Mrs. Passariello, you were getting married, and you hired the defendants as DJs for the wedding. Is that right?
Correct.
And how many hours was the reception?
We had hired them to play for 3 hours.
What did your contract provide for?
$210.
Not a lot of money for 3 hours, right?
Average where we live.
Okay. How did you find them? Did you find them through an advertisement, or did somebody recommend them?
In the phone book, an advertisement in the phone book.
Okay. Had you asked for any recommendations?
We only had 2 months to plan our wedding, and in their advertisement, it says that they do a videotaping for free, and since we were in a hurry, we decided to go with them because we also wanted the videotape, so we chose
Let
them.
me see the ad, please.
We actually have 2.
Just a second. So $210 was for the DJ. How many people? 1 DJ or 2?
They told me that there would be 1 DJ, but there would be someone there helping him.
And was there?
There were 2 other people there with him.
Okay. So that's a pretty reasonable.
Right.
So you're not complaining. Your lawsuit doesn't complain about the DJ services. Your lawsuit says that they were to provide you your event videotaped free.
Correct.
That's what the ad says.
Right.
But not the DJ services. The DJ services you paid for.
Right.
The video was free. And what you're complaining about is the quality of the videotape.
Right.
Right?
And some of the service.
Well, you never like everything that a DJ does, Ms. Passariello.
They lost our first dance song, and they also asked me to make up a song list, and the song list was not played. And we had picked out special music for the cake cutting, and it was not played either.
Ms. Passariello, listen to me very carefully. I have made a lot of weddings. Never is perfect. Did you fire them?
Well, I couldn't send them home and have no entertainment.
Of course not. So you kept them for the 3 hours.
Right.
Fine. So you got your service provided for, because what you're suing them for is not $210. You're suing them for $2,110. You're suing them for 10 times as much as you paid, because you say they spoiled your day because of the video.
It wasn't just that the day was spoiled. My husband is from New York, and his family was not able to attend, and we were counting on this video to include them so they could see, and it's so embarrassing. We cannot.
Then you should have hired somebody who was a professional videoer.
Their ad shows professional this, professional that, and they actually have it in a higher printing that your video service
is free.
Yes, but they're standing
Mr. Passariello, it's ludicrous.
शुरू थी हाँ बैठे अच्छा जी हाँ 10 बेटा
मेरा मसला ये चैट जीपीटी ते जरे पहले आवाज ना से लेंदे
हां
जिवें लिया एनर्जी टेक वाली ये वो हुन नहीं आंदा क्यों नहीं आंदा साउंड बा
कांजन
बोल दे मैं कुछ 11 लेते चैट जीपीटी ना
हां
बोल दे मैं अच्छा वजह कर मेरे व्यू कहानी आंदे पे ना मोबाइल पैसे देंदा पे ना
जा सके नहीं
जिवें
हां इधर सेट जाने छोटा सारा अच्छा जी
मैं कोई जो कॉल ले अगर वो लिया एनर्जी टेक
खड़ी है थे
नहीं आ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਚਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਣੀ
डिफॉल्ट ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਿਆ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਐਟੋ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੇ ਦਾਂ
ਦੇ ਦਾ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕੋ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਬਹੁ ਦੇ ਦਾ ਰਹੀ ਵਾਲੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਏ
ਦਿਖਾ ਹਮਕੋ
ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੂੰ ਖੋਲ ਵਾਲੀ ਅੱਛਾ ਅੱਜ ਹੁਣ ਵਲੌਗ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਵਦੇ
ਹਾਂ
ਹੁਣ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਦਾ ਅਗਲੇ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਲਜਰਾ ਦਾ ਪਿਆ
काल वाला गाल गई थी
ओ मैं गाल गई
कसम है
हैं क्यों
ओ काल ये नेट लगा गया ऑटोमेटिक स्ट्रीममेंट थी गई
किससे
बाबला स्ट्राइक आ गया सी छोड़ी था
और वो वाला स्ट्राइक लग जांदी है
कहीं वाले आंदी था कटने पीछे
भला जी हां बयान जान सबके ना दी तो हुन इतना कीमत कौन थी उतनी और चाहे बात है चाहे मन के ज्ञान गया भी कहू की खड़ा उतना कहानी लिखी उतना गल दी तो व्यापारी भी ढिले थी ये पता हो भी पीछे व्यापारी कीमत घट वनी दी भले थे विचे ना पे हां नवेगा हां पूरा एकने कितने iya ya लिया माली इज्जत है कितना खड़िया रंजन डिफॉल्ट खड़ी है या ओ खड़ी है पर डिफॉल्ट और कितना बिना ताडे इन तो सारे पर डिफॉल्ट खड़ी है कितना खड़िया रंजन हां ये रियल है हां हां निंदा बेवला नहीं बाजी में बिक बेच ये टेंशन तो इंदी ना हां ये मेरा तो उतना ना मसरूफ थी आप मैं हां बस तो मेरे व्यू तो कहां ने और देखी तू वी नहीं कहीं दे कहानी सिरो ते वी और 00 ते आगे ना कुछ तो ना आज विचेंदा पिया में की मतलब आई में कितने दे ना मैं हूं ही में दाद नहीं आई के विचेंदी मैं उदास मैं क्या विचेंदा कितने दे किसी मैं के कीमत कितना दा होसी कि तू दास कितना मंगदे मैं 3 मंगदा पीछे वीरता होसी इतना है कि कहीं भी नहीं उड़ा के मैं को पीछे मैं विचेंदा नहीं मियाली भाई मैं तो वाक छोड़े मैं गाली देदा कई अच्छा के जदा मैं हफ्ता खान देदा 3 चे मंगदा अच्छा के सी करोड़ 3 लाख चे 3 लाख तो एक महीने जादा पीछे के दिए के मैं हफ्ता खान देदा नता वाला तो दसे सा कि देखे अगर यो करा तो वाला मैं को दसी पहले तो ये तो बहुत जाई हां 3 लाख मांग दिया से अच्छा आयाज जी तो उनका गया था उनका की में गया पता नहीं सब में कहीं को नहीं आता भी मैंने नो खुशी ना लेना ना भी ठीक है यार ना भी कैसे नहीं जान ये तक थोड़ा सा भी जे उतने भी दिया आज कल थी कैसे नहीं सही बस आज कल है में जो भी देख के कनाल जहाज नहीं गिने दी मसे गिने दी बड़ा बड़ी जो कौन जो कभी लगतींदा नहीं जिंदगी थी ओ थे नहीं न जा कर सके थींदा पे तो कोई वधा चढ़ोण सा वो भी कौन जाए कर भी मैंने तो फजूल है अच्छा बाकी कुछ सुना आज जो एक भाई दी बड़ाई बैठा नैनो के बड़वाई में मैं कोंदो तो बड़ा के देखा आज वह सुबह वेंदा सा मत ई आवे ये तो रियो नहीं 00 आ गए चलो ई आदा नहीं आदा नता चलो उवे जो आने पवना 40 50 पीछे आखुआ चलो आ 0 तो 0 होन कलो के कलत हुंदा मता हन वदा चना बनाव नहीं बेचा के नहीं सिर क्या hot tub bubble ये जी हां क्या hot tub bubble क्या hot tub bubble पाकिस्तान में अमेरिका नाल है हां न्यूजीलैंड नाल करे जापान आज न्यूजीलैंड नाल भाई हो छे के यूएई यूनाइटेड अरब इमारात तो स्कोर चंगा बड़ी पा लगा न्यूजीलैंड तो दफी खड़ी है बड़ा हां ओ इधर 174 तो बड़ा है न्यूजीलैंड वाला कोई आउट पौना दाव बड़ा विलाग तो बड़ा मैं पैसे जैसे था पैसे ना बहुत आ सकती है पैसे ये चैनल में कुछ दे मैं ना मैं तक वाक्य में तराए डब्बे ना बड़ा है मैं बे चैनल है मैं को बेचने नहीं तुम हलेंदा बहु बैठे ओ YouTube का आवाज चंगी चाहिए है बिना की जो ने बेचे शुरू थी बस हां बस ई कह नहीं था मसला यार खोल बहु बस हां बे चलाओ हां मेरे बड़ा बेटा ये देखिए ये कहां से ये वाला सही मेरे ए तेरे वाले से हां बस हां ये फ्रंट का बे नंबर है मुझे नेट लगेगा ना फ्रंट कैमरा ना बैक फ्रंट जेरा लाभ है बैक लाभ है तो वो हट के बैक लाभ मेरा बैक खराब है इंडो ये अच्छा फ्रंट लाभ है ये घट्टा बैठी इंडो लाभ है सदेना पे बस चले अलियास माचस को वाला तुम अस्सलाम बैठी ये देखिए अस्सलाम हां गोल है अल्लाह दे बंदे ही बैठे होते हैं हां सारे बैठे ठीक है काबू सारे ते चैनल में तुम खिलाने तो ठीक अल्लाह दे बंदे की गाली है यार उधर नीचे चल के एडिटा भी हां उधर में सुनिए चलदा पे उधर वाइट टाइम मेरे हाथ लगा रहे चल पैसे में बहु उधर बेटा ऐसे चल पे पहले महीने मत्था चल जाने कहीं
भोले दान खड़े देख नहीं
भोले दा खड़े अतीक दा खड़े 15वां नहीं मनी टेस्ट दिया
चल सन मैंने को वीडियो सब चल सन चैनल की था ही नहीं मेरी वीडियो पड़ती भी मेरे अपने चैनल दे सेट जुड़ी हां बड़े देता हूं बैठे हैं वीडियो वाला अल्ली वाला दिखाओ यार अल्ली को दिखाओ अल्ली तेरे वाले मोटरसाइकिल माखी बैठी है क्या वे हाथ फला गोट यार गोट माचिस जाती है गोट लगा मैं कहन अल्लाह दे बने शुगोलन मेलन धमालन में बड़ी 20 मिनट दी उत्ते 20 मिनट उत्ते दियो पीछे
इंदे तो उत्ते बनावनी है ता 3 घंटे दा मतलब है पूरा ड्रामा है 3 घंटे दा
घट के घट 5 मिनट उत्ते होए
ना ओ जने 15 मिनट वाले उन्ने दी ठीक है ओ लाइव स्ट्रीम वाले
पीछे दिन ई
मैं असलम बशीर इंटरव्यू ने पूरा शुरू कर उठाओ कने यार जो घोड़े वाले शुरू करा हमें
बलोच मुबारक है रे बाबा
घोड़े वाले शुरू कर यार अब शुरू कर घोड़े वाले
सुनी घोड़ी
हां
वे बिया कोई पहले
मेले वाले हां शेरी को उठाओ कने शुरू करे
ए अल्लाह दे बंदे बैठे नहीं बस कसों की कश्ती
जोरदार
तेरे हवाले तेरा ही आसरा है हां जोरदार वाले सुभान अल्लाह
जी घोड़े आप बताओ
सरदार अब्दुल रहीम खान नियाज़ी आप करोला अली जाना
जी से
बलास खान था को एडवांस मुबारक थी नहीं मुबारक
थी दा है ता
थी वैसी उम्मीद काफी है बस
हां कुछ एडवांस मुबारक
हां मतलब थी
बैठे छोदा करोकड़ा मारे थे बह गए छोदा सरी का
अल्लाह वे डूबर करके घूमती आ गई असल कमेंट्री शुरू होने करा पे घूमतिया में नहीं
ए सॉरी नाल चाय वे सलाम दुआ चाय वे के ने कितना गिन सो चाय वे बंदे जनरल
मैं पता बंदे 4 दा मैं कितना 6 दा
भाई कोई कहने तक आदल ले सवाल दला संग मैं कह ठीक है गोला
नवाब आप लैया मैं अपना घर आल्या ई चैनल तो मिस्त्री छत पे हां ओ दई जो को जया चला दे मरी बेटा अकेले बेटा इडो वजन ते जा 15 मिनट दा मिला अजाब घात रहे खुदा
मंदा मुकदे नहीं 15 मिनट
अलावे बेटा ये मेरा 20 मिनट दा सेट आकड़ा डिलीट थी गयो बहुत सुना असल विला सुना जवे होंदे वो जी
तेरे जरे 50 60 घंटा लगा नहीं करा चने एक ते उंदे तो ड्रामे दी आवाज है कहना इधर जरे करना बेटा मी ड्रामे दी आवाज सिरो दा कटेगी 0%
मैसेज कमेंट
नो साउंड है
वीडियो हिक्का वे डायरेक्ट 20 मिनट 15 सकता
हां ना हिक्का
कछ ना आवे तो बस भू क्या वा प्लस का था को एडवांस मुबारक थी गया प्लस हां चढ़सी अल्लाह दे हुक्म नाल इंशाअल्लाह
वाचेंगा सी बस स्ट्राइक हिक्का ही आखिरी सारा ही ए ना नी पे बस पार ही वे
भाई तो किस्मत
एक बहन को यहां मेरा कष्ट कहानी आया मेरा बहुत टाइम लग गया
तेरा
बहन जो बस बाद तू आदे
तेरा मैं आधा बेटा घंटा गारंटी वो मसला है यूजर सिर्फ और सिर्फ तुसे छाट पब्लिक रखी
अच्छा री अपील ते मनु सारे को अनलिस्ट
सारा तो ना दिया वे साहब से
ये चल कोई था वड़ी कर गए
हैं
मेरी 1640 रोज मिनट मारे नहीं
ओ मेरे मिनट मारी गई है
कॉपीराइट दा
ना ना वो भाई भेजी मी वाला मैं साउंड डालूं तो ओ कॉपीराइट मसले कह नहीं होंदे
अच्छा जो जोक दी पई है से
उन वाले जो के बाद मट्ठी થઈ गई है उन वाले ड्रामे दा टाइम है ता उन वाले आया जो फोन नु काट के भेजा
तो ही कर कोई लोकल मोकल चिंबाड़ बड़े जो चिंबड़ भी जो कॉपीराइट आंदे उजे वंदन सैन
दे दे जो वे लोग ओ असल अंग्रेजन दाई
अंग्रेजन है बी ते दी धने पर छोटे मोटे हाकी फुटबॉल वाले उत्ता बे कॉपीराइट
मैच दिते में जा इंडिया पाकिस्तान केरा है एक दिती पे मी उंदे तो 0 व्यूज खड़ गंदी जो
वो तो साला ना तू जाने बच्चे चैनल ले इन्ने नचा बाला
ना ही मसला कह नहीं वे मसला है आजकल ये जो थर्ड स्टेप दाई और ये मैं मेरे को चैनल है तेरे वाला चैनल है मैं पहले लाइव स्ट्रीम की थी मैं तेरे वाला रियल टाइम एरा 18000 बनेदा खड़ा ठीक है रियल ले पहले तो पहले लाइव चलाई मैं ठीक है लाइव जो चलाई मैं 5 मिनट दे विच मेरे व्यूज एंड 20 मैं कटाई गया मैं स्ट्राइक दा इशू है जरा दी हिस्ट्री एनेबल लई मैं चैनल गिदे अपना 250 रुपए दा चैनल गिदे मैं ठीक है उन रियल टाइम 0 आई आखिरी वीडियो उंदी 2 महीने पहले दी अपलोडेड आई मैं उन तो इस्लामिक शाट दिती मैं 1000 व्यूज है नु टाइम उन तो ड्रामा चलाए मैं 5 मिनट दे विच मेरा 700-800 वाचिंग बैठी है उफा हिस्ट्री ते
ओ जने ओके दाश
ओके आजकल
ब्लाउज का था एडवांस मुबारक थी गया ब्लाउज का एडवांस
एडवांस का नहीं
एडवांस
पुलिस पे आप पे ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं
ओ ने ओ YouTube दे वाले होंदी ना 2 महीने जरा चैनल मतवातर चलदा पिया स्ट्राइक ना लगी खड़ी वे होंदी थी यानी आए पुराना है
महीना क्या मैं ठीक है मैं व्लॉग होता वीडियो होती का नहीं
सभाई है के मैं पेशिंग रब तक सभाई तरी ट्राई करे
मैं के वो करने नहीं जो जांच चला
देख थी ठीक ना त मैं उड़ बिया लवई पे उड़ लगवे से ना त मैं उड़ा वो 100% टेंशन
भाई हिस्ट्री एनेबल चैनल आजकल जरा वे या त मेरे को फायदा है बगेन जुना 5-7 दा मेल वेंदे भला वाई टाइम ला कने वाले फौरन 5000 ते
ये काम ठीक
ये ठीक है या क्लाइंट आए पर हुन कल 3 बंदे दे लामी आज 2 आए बैन पहले कने इंदा हुन 3 जाती दा तरियाला बस इंदा ला छोड़े नहीं भी पेमेंट कर छोड़े उन्हें के त एडवांस गेन गिंदा रहना पीछे ही फायदा है
करा कहीं
ये तो कोशिश होनी जा करना ही
चैनल
ये आया बैठा बंदा है जरा मैं कोई सिखाए सी इंदी पहले ट्रैफिक आई 0 ते रियल टाइम बैठा है
स्ट्राइक लगी
ना ना स्ट्राइक है
स्ट्राइक कहां लगी हां तो बीच में वीडियो सेट घटी थी तो यही थे आप मी लॉन्ग वीडियो नहीं पियो ऑटोमेटिक होती है हां ये सुना चैनल बहुत ही
हां है चंगा बहुत चंगा चल जा
कर जो मैं 7 लाख की पीती गला में 15
ओ तेरे 100 तरह दा चाहे 100 तरह गलिया वते बहुत बर्बाद ओ छोटे दे पिछो लगी वदी में पिछो ही में को ते बंदा सारे छोटे दे शकूर दे
रमा तो दसना बना कुछ मथे दी गाल ही होंदी है सारे वाली करदा
हां खाते को एडवांस मुबारक थी गया ब्लाउज
सीधा काई नहीं
लवेना पहला पे मोनेटाइज था पहला चैनल है एडवांस मुबारक ब्लाउज का को एडवांस
ठीक है तो पता लगे
ब्लाउज का असा तो दे भी तने एडवांस भाई का तो वेदा करो
चल वैसी
बस भाई मेरे मैसेज आया खड़ा मेहरबानी गदा तो ठीक है हां
देखूं मैं के
अलग से 5-4 करन बाद
ना वे ना
10 लगदे
घंटे दे विच ना वाई टाइम सी काउंट वो ट्रैम बाद 2 घंटे दे बाद वाला करने प्रोसेस थी वेंदी है
ना ना ओ गो था
उठा उठा 4-5 दिन लगने रहंदे हां अप्लाई बस है
खड़ा रहा
ओ मसला काई नहीं था बस ओ हां ए यो आज दी रात हो की है
हां जरे कटेदा पे आशा थई करी
बस पीछे कैसे मसला गए
उजा गया पे मैं 5 मिनट बाद देखने चाहिए रिमूव
चैनल रिमूव कहीं नहीं वेथी आज हमारे को
हमारा रिमूव
ओ उंदा जरा था ना तो शकूर है दायक लाइव स्ट्रीम चलाई मी वाचन कहीं नहीं मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम एंड करके ने मैं लैपटॉप रखे मी चैनल ठीक है जितना रखे ना मैं मोबाइल ते वाला है मैं बंगाली जो मैसेज कीते मैं केड़ा वडा चैनल लेनो तो लाइव स्ट्रीम दे वाचन कहीं ओ उहा के लिंक भेज मैं उडो गया मोबाइल ते उडो डिठे मी चैनल इंदा उजा गड़ा ऑटोमेटिक
लाइव ओरिजिनल जो चले नहीं उतर भी ऑटोमेटिक आंदे पे यार
नहीं आंदी हाफ स्क्रीन वाले इन टाइम जरे टाइम ड्रामे दा टाइम होवे तुसा डिठा करो 15 20 40 इतने लाइव स्ट्रीम मूव करने बैठा हर बंदा
बैठे रहंदन या कॉपी देने या चैनल रिमूव कीती कोना
रिमूव
नहीं कराना YouTube ओरिजिनल
हाफ स्क्रीन होंदी है
अच्छा हाफ स्क्रीन
आना भैया
ए तुसा के के में जुबैर कने कैसे वदी है की में जी
ना सुन के कहां है ऐसा आपे में कीती
मेरे को लगे सॉफ्टवेयर है लेकिन सॉफ्टवेयर वाला चास नहीं की थी वाला मैं बिया गिदा मीना उंदे सॉफ्टवेयर दा काम का नहीं दे
ना ना सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं नहीं मैं तो आज को समझा ना बोलो जब तक सीधी रसा में थाडी मैं को दी ने कच्चा कर बनी
1:30 बजे
हां 1:30 बजे
चाय काम करना बैठा नहीं
पहले की में मतलब
बता दुकान ते उतले में बने आ गई
रोटी खा में छा दी घोट पी मनदा भाई बहाना बनदे
खाली घर में आया तो क्या नहीं जनेंद्र वाला
बस वो हुन आंधी है जनेंद्र
मान गए
नेंद्र आंधी बोला जा सही सारे आंधी है समझा दी दे फोन है नेंद्र आंधी है कतरा नेंद्र ये है मरना बोला जा कोई नेट सेटिंग खेदा में दौर है या बस ना काश काना
ये बात है आज खेना कई लोग खेदा सही था
कौन भी जंगा मंगा लता लोग से नहीं
द्रो को ना द्रो कुमला कई वेले असला हां
ए मरना से मैंने चौके मिनट थी गया
इंदे वडे करनी है तारे ले 3 घंटे ना ड्रामा अपलोड करना सिर्फ 1 घंटे ये अपलोड करे सो अगर वाचिंग आंदी है ना उन तो उन एवरेज ड्यूरेशन होंदी है हां तो 15 16 मिनट ना ठीक
13 14 फरवरी को जल्द लावी हमने ख्याल कर
अल्लाह खैर करे
याद रखे बात बता के देश
नहीं तक वही है
लगा सारी भरना बड़ी अपनी भार कतरी जाए मोई
मेरी आंधी नहीं वो कैमरा इधर एक साइड आना
भला क्या था को एडवांस में करना ठीक है
ये चलता नहीं भी पीछे जरा एडवांस में पर कर देदा बेटी
आज हम बता को ठीक है यही गाल तो वेंदा कर
ए देख सरा पर अपना भवानी मार का के बेटी या मैं पर के तो पिया पिया ने एक तरह ऊंचा दिया जरा मार का बेटी
इतना भेड़ा जल्दी पानी
ख्याल असल बंदा है तो ओरिजिनल बंदा
अच्छा वो जी में थी मैं मोनेटाइज उन्हें को बोला पब्लिक कर छोड़ा अगर मोनेटाइज थी वने
बाद पब्लिक कर
छोड़ा
सारे पब्लिक की थी
अजे उमले अगर अन पब्लिक ना
मेरा वो भेड़ ये हाल तक 80000 रियल
16 साल पब्लिक थी सी सही जाए
पब्लिक थी नहीं मैं उमे जल्दी पे वो बिला गाइड है ट्रेन में यार हां
जरे वेले
60 घंटा 55 घंटा
उमले इन रियल टाइम गया खराबी उमले इन रियल टाइम गया खराबी
हफ्ता वीडियो पानी
80000 हाल तक खड़े थे रियल टाइम जरे वेले रीयूज आया है ना उमले इन रियल टाइम 7 लाख पे चल रहा खड़ा
लेकिन अच्छा नहीं है दी जो रीयूज ला है मुश्किल होने जरी छवि वाली पुलिस गड्डी ने है पर बहु करना औखा बदन
बहु भेण ये
बहु औखा भाई ये उन्हें करे सी ओ इन्हें करे सी वो हेल्थ सपोर्ट चैट होनी उन्हें दी बात भेण पर बाजी में कहने
अगर थम सब जवाब देने दिया वो आप नहीं ने मार जाते
हां कैसे का
या हुन सट का देना इन आखिरी वाला आ गया ना तब बस रिमूव किया
अभी
अच्छा दादा वाला वाले का नहीं औखा रही
औखा नहीं मिलता यार
नहीं तेरा 8 लाख वडी प्लाट ट्रैफिक आई तो वडी प्लाट पैसे दे
हां बेचो
महीने का ना होवे सुना 5-700 डॉलर बनेगा
ना ज्यादा बढ़ना 5-700 से ज्यादा बढ़ना 7-8 लाख की ट्रैफिक
5 लाख से तुम्हारा खड़ा आसान ये दई हो
तेरे डठे पिछते
बट डठा है पीछे होते हैं
तेरे ही में रीयूज डठे
ना ना मेरा नहीं है
ये दे सदा चाहती पानी यार अपडेट जे सदा चाहती पानी हुन उड़दे पान
उठते ना ये
उड़दे पान जो कोट वाला उठा खड़े ना
हम उठिया
यार लारूंगा 10-12 वो डेली मैं उन्हें ने पूछता हूं
ये होई हफ्ता पूरा में ढे कर हफ्ते के बाद वाती में नल्ले
डॉलर कितने बढ़ाने चाहिए महीने
कहने उन्हें खाली मैं डॉलर ना पूछूं
एस्टिमेट अंदाजा तुम तो तेरा चल रहा है तू कितना ले
हां यार अगर उन्हें 10 लाख चल रहा खड़ा तू नहीं महीने का घाट जो घटना है 17-1800 डॉलर आने
इतना बड़ी सी उनके तू
हां 10-12 लाख इतना रियल इतना काटे
16-1700 तो बड़ी भलाई माउंट
12 लाख जरा है ना तो को $60 पर डे देना पड़े हां 10-12 लाख जना रियल टाइम में $60 पर डे 20 लाख जना देना खड़े उंदा ही में समझ $110 पर डे जेंदा 20 लाख देना खड़े उंदा $150 पर डे जेंदा 40-42 देना खड़े उंदा $200 पर डे जेंदा 50-55 देना खड़े उंदा $250 पर डे मेरा ही गया हवी 56 लाख दे ऊपर
कितना डॉलर रुपया
$70 पर डे दी हफ्ते दे
हां सुना 2 हफ्ते खड़ गए 56 वीडियो जी में 20 मिलियन ते शुरू था ना जेरी वीडियो 20 मिलियन 18 मिलियन 20 मिलियन 18 मिलियन एक गए पांदा बात भाई वीडियो 20 मिलियन तो लगी वेंदी है
मैं चूंडी देओ यार मैं घर सट आया ए भी मेरा ही में कर रहा हूं देख वाला देगा
कहना
सुहेले वाला सुहेला यो
अस्ते वाला
ना भी है कोई पता ना चाहे वादे हुंदा वो करो बे फसल वही बताई
कमेटी कमेटी जे नहीं
मैं पे नहीं पता मेरे साके बगनी भेजी पे दा पैसा ला तो
उंदा नहीं उड़ता पिया शुद्ध पहले हुन तो ठीक रह गए
3 मिलियन 4 मिलियन वीडियो में खया
हां उंदा ठीक है वीडियो दे मोनेटाइज दे बाद मोनेटाइज उंदा 12 की बार था ना
वक्त इसला में देख भाई 10 मिलियन ते ऑटोमेटिकली मोनेटाइज तीन वाइट टाइम लवाइस मन करे
हाय
ये चक्कर से 10
ये जना लन पड़े
10 मिलियन
मान
महीने खाए खड़े हैं ऑटोमेटिकली
मल्लेक भाई कटुरा की बताई हां मेरे वो विचो का मैं कि भाई टाइम न लवाइंदो तो तू काम कर बस
भला वीडियो में
हां
पिंजर कुम रही
उदा खाना कौन
मल्लेक हां शाम तक 4 लाख 5 लाख वीडियो टॉप पे व्यू
हल्लर
मल्लेक
4-5 लाख
थी ना लेकिन मैं कोई ना यूज दा डर है ट्रैक इंस्टा के चा कने एडिट का नहीं करना बेटा
या तो चीज मैं नालो टिकटॉक वाला कीती रह गए
एडिट करे ना का नहीं वीडियो चा तू सेटना बेटा उन्हें जा अंग्रेजी का
नहीं यूट्यूब पे बंदे हैं का ना
चैनल गोली बेटे
यूट्यूब पे बंदे हैं का ना
मैं अंदर यूज आसन है
ओलता तो अपडेट नहीं मार सकता सुना जल तक ये वीडियो मार नहीं सकता
ना ना चैनल जाग लो सही सटना
बस तो बेटे सिर्फ डाउनलोड मेरे नाल ये काम थी ना
मेरा वीडियो चैनल रह गए उन चैनल पे पुराना है तो नहीं है अभी जिਵੇਂ तू वादी 3 साल पहले हले खड़े हैं नहीं है तो गार थी उन्हें को हर्ष विसर वेंदी पासवर्ड ये वो
काका मेरा चैनल में अपना थोड़ा सा बैठा ना मेरे चैनल या वीडियो में तो बाद ही मुझे पता लगे परला मेरे ने डबल पैसे के मथा बैठा हां तो यार नहीं होंगी बात
ये तेरे चैनल या चाह
मेरे चैनल या चाह ना कोई एडिट
अच्छा
मिलियन वीडियो बढ़िया नहीं सारे मैं नो जी में वीडियो मारा चैनल मेरा सब्सक्राइब की थी बैठा भाई तो फौरन चाह ने वो टाइटल वो वीडियो ना कोई चेंजिंग ना को कच्चे चाह की मार उडो टेक्नोलॉजी मैं उना बंदोबस्त कीते हुन चावन छोड़ गए स्ट्राइक मारे हां तब भी मिलिया तब भी में वीडियो ना ना डिलीट नहीं करना बस अल्लाह टिकटॉक पे मारे हुन चावन मेरा वीडियो बंद कर हुन किया चैनल बट मैं डेली उना चैनल चेक करना बेटा ना तो मैं ते वो मोनेटाइज करवाई बड़ा 100 को जुंदे मतलब 150 40 के उन फॉलोअर है
असल शय इजा जे तो चैनल पर लेदा ध्यान दे दीजो बाई चावन पे वीडियो वो कर लेदा ऑटोमेटिक ठठा ये बड़ी बला होई असल शय इजा ये तो गल साइन
इंस्टाग्राम ते जेरे बंदा चाहती बड़ा है वो बंदा YouTube ते एक है केरा भला ओ काई नहीं जल तक कुटे को फे हां कुटे वो जल्दी
जे तू दे सेना मेरे एक वीडियो छटी कड़ी कड्डन छटी कड़ी
थी वो वाला जाहिर कर
इतनी मिलियन दे गई वो जाहिर लानती उन्ने घर से पासवर्ड वसर बंदन चैनल विसर बंदन भेण कपन
हुन अगर वो बंदा आज विने बेलफार काल को YouTube ते जेरा वीडियो छटी बैठ उन्ने स्ट्राइक मार नहीं सकता जो भाई ना ऋषि
भाई मोनेटाइज
हां ए स्ट्राइक मार सकदा तो को सी मेरा कंटेंट है चंदा खड़े
मैं छटी बैठा
ए मोनेटाइज कर रहे बाद में कैसे करे पीछे तो कंटेंट चेंज की मसला था
अगले जाता आ रहा क्या दे चुदा मैं कि मत आवाज टेबल में नलमावी
मैं है कि मिनाला वाई तो मैं के बस तू काम कर
तू महीने तेरा कंप्लीट
हां आई के 18 जनवरी को शुरू की थी
था के सारे उधर ये मर रहे
टिकटॉक दा अकाउंट में मोनेटाइज अभी उन्हें वीडियो मिलियन में यार टिकटॉक भला उतना ते एक्सटर्नल रिवार्ड मिलदे अंदाजा लाओ भेपड़ कितना रह जाओ सी अगर $10 मिलते हैं तो बेल फार $10 हम वीडियो पढ़ते हैं तो $100 भी रिवार्ड मिलता
हेलो
वो चसा चाहते कसन तोड़ नंबर में तो कि मेरे सेंड कर उन नंबर ही नंबर लिखा की चैनल लिखा है का तीन नंबर हां नंबर है हां मैसेज कर
हाल सुनो यो कर रहा कहीं तरह से
तेरी कोशिश करना ऐसे मैं ये आज ये हुन एक बाई वाला वीडियो देवनी में तम 3 घंटे ले आज जाए आई रात दा दे सन
जल्दी नहीं वीडियो नहीं जल्दी वाला ये स्ट्रीम पे जान गुजारा करे
ना ई नहीं आंदा लाइव स्ट्रीम ते पक्का नहीं फेंदा
हुन खत्म थिया बैठे एक्सपायरी थे बैठे
तो एक्सपायरी लाइव स्ट्रीम दा आजकल बस उफो काम सिर्फ ओ इनेबल है जंदी चैनल डेड थिया पिया होवे बस लागो सिवा मैं तो कोई दिखे ना
चेक नहीं की थी मैं अगले प्रोजेक्ट चैनल लाई और से थई बेटी पूरी मैं लालच कर गया
जरा हिस्ट्री
मत घट पोनो बस किती बेटा में साइन ये देखो भला चिंबड़िया लैपटॉप को खोले मेरी साइन किया बबी जरी
अपलोडेड है या लाइव स्ट्रीम करके एंड किती बेटा में एंड किती
बेटा में भला मैं क्या 80 बेटी बंदे आने पर भेड़ के 5000 100 घंटा घट न पोए बाद खत्म की थी चैनल बबला लाले की तो भेड़ पर मेन स्ट्रीम का इनल जो हटाए चाहिए भेड़ ये थी सीमा YouTube देने रह के बाद चलते मैं कौन भेड़ दे शोगल तो देखूं मैं बस वो वीडियो 5 मिनट बाद मैं बंद की थी लाख ने 15000 दे बंदा आया बैठा मैं तो
काम पूरा की थी
बस 5 मिनट बाद मैं चैनल अच्छा है
चैनल बुला पड़ते हैं
चैनल बुला जाता है हम हफ्ते ही मोनेटाइज कर देते हैं कैसे का
आज कल ही में
आए वाई टाइम लगते आप थी बिया अगली आज री उड़सना बैठे हुआ दे इस गाने पर
लेकिन ये डेड चैनल तो चवा गए ना बंदा डेड चैनल चवा के ऊपर वीडियो अपलोड करे चल यहां से ये है जंदर है ना ये शॉर्ट्स चैनल तो पुराना चाह कने हफ्ता ये वीडियो रे बाद है वाट लगा लगा से
अच्छा ये सटू बैठे वाला डेड चैनल
हां डेड थे
अरे मरने से मरन लगे तारे नहीं था 18 मिनट वाले
16 मिनट ठीक
बस बाहुन
ना 2 मिनट बड़ा मिनट
ना ना बाहुन हां 15 मिनट ते होने रहने वैसे सारे
मिनट बता दे
ना भाई को तुम पब्लिक कर ओ पब्लिक ना प्राइवेट करके अपलोड कर दे चैनल हां प्राइवेट करें
खड़ी प्राइवेट रहे
हां मैं डाउनलोड करना था ना लैपटॉप पे बस
करके आप टाइटल में लिख सी तू खाली ना अपलोड कर।
मैं खाली अपलोड करना 16 मिनट 11 सेकंड जी।
ठीक है
टाइम गिनसी की वैसे जल्दी नहीं
बोलो चाहता है एडवांस नंबर
पता लगा भी नहीं सुन
ठीक है पिया बोलो जा तो टेंशन क्यों
उठी आवे ना बोला हाल ट्रैफिक तो जीरो ही भी
मसला क्या
है
ट्रैफिक ने कशा है का नहीं मैं हफ्ता 12 बार था 14 में वीडियो बना
सकते आधा तो बेटे डेड चैनल जो बस 60 हफ्ता वीडियो
मैं तो दिखे ना मेरे जरे वाइट टाइम लगा खड़ा है अपना चैनल गिद्दे में 250 रुपए दा पल्ला थका पिया था ऊ तकरीबन 200 सब्सक्राइबर है उनका पता नहीं कितना नहीं है वीडियो नीचा का ना वाला उनदे ना इंदा का नहीं देना खड़े वीडियो
को सकती है दब्बी बोलो जा उठी आंदा नहीं टेंशन ना कर चैनल नहीं उड़ता वीडियो दब्बी पे उड़न क्यों नहीं उड़दे हाल ये
दूसरा वीडियो तो दीवार जान
चैनल उठी आंदा ना और भोले दा भी गुजारा ता कर है पहले इटा भी 50 ते 60 ते खड़ा रहंदा या अजा असल कंटेंट होवे चलो 5-7 दिन बाद उठी आंदे ए तो वाला है कि असा कीती 2 नंबरी बैठे रहंदे पीछे कतरा टाइम ज्यादा लेंदे
मोनेटाइज के बाद कोई वीडियो सुना अगर 500-800 के तो लगी वीडियो
बेसन ठीक है बेसन नहीं की जंगल
चंगी भले इनकम नहीं होता
भले का बेसन तो टेंशन न घेन बता चैनल मोनेटाइज दे बाद इन तो वीडियो सकिया वीडियो पे मोनेटाइज बस एहतियात ले सकिया
वो ट्राई
ना मतलब ये थप्पा चाटा ये वो जेंद ध्यान बाल चाल बस सकून नॉर्मल स्टोरी है बस
एआई कंटेंट होता
ना एआई
वैसे मोनेटाइज बात
बस एआई ये दिन इनकम ना कैसे खत्म एआई सटी ना
ट्रैफिक वो यूएससी कहनी है
के रहा है
ए कर रहा हूं नहीं
सोरा
वो जे उनका कोई बार कर सटी ना
सोरा वाला
ये करे चल संतु बोलो ये सटी
ये अनलिस्टेड खड़ी भी थी भाई
बस ठीक है
मैं को अनलिस्टेड खड़ा ना
ठीक है
पब्लिक नहीं करना पे बस बाकी ने कशा नहीं मिलना पे
प्राइवेट कर खड़ा हर पर अनलिस्टेड क्यों
प्राइवेट कर बस प्राइवेट था खड़ी अपलोड शॉट थी नहीं
वाह बड़ा चला
शॉट अपलोड थी
रात जरे चैनल ते स्ट्राइक लगे होंदा तो मैं गलती की थी बैठा को दसेना होनी मैं उधर तो चाहे वाई टाइम पूरा लगा खड़े घंटा थी गया वाई टाइम लग चुका
शॉट अपलोड थी 16 मिनट वाली वीडियो
ना उधर पर वीडियो
कैंसिल कर
ठीक है डिलीट कर ना पर वीडियो खड़ी हो सी ऑप्शन
ना वीडियो न कर ये था नहीं थी
ठीक है मैं तो गाल सा तू ऐसे किवे हां इको डिलीट कर हेठो वीडियो दा ऑप्शन खड़ा हो सी परो वीडियो ता दे हां इते सिलेक्ट कर ठीक है ए वीडियो वेंदी है मैं कीती बैठा मैं करंदा ना तू अच्छा देख वीडियो हां पूरी वेंदी पे बस
वेंदी पूरी है
ओ शॉर्ट सिलेक्ट होवे ना पीछे सिर्फ शॉर्ट ते बड़ी वेंदी 180 सेकंड ऑटोमेटिक उठाओ से शायद ई ठीक है वीडियो चला
प्राइवेट था अपलोड करना
बस ठीक है
yes it's not made
no it's not made for केडा
एक खच गंदी मरनी है ये थीना नहीं हुन सन इने ते थिया खड़े ये हटदा नहीं
नहीं हटता
13 साल 18 साल के हेठते जेरा देख सीधा
नहीं देख सकता हूं
देख सकती मेरा व्यू शो न थी
अच्छा यहां दे
मेरा देख ऐसे थी
ए लैपटॉप ते मंगदे जोरे नाल पता है लैपटॉप ते याद ने शाय होवे पई ई
अपलोड कर सुना ना नो कर कने
हां
व्यू खा वनी समय जेरा 150 डू ने निके 18 साल के हेठ चला दे थी
इने डू शेरा 15 सब्सक्राइबर 36 वीडियो अपलोड इने
ठीक है उम्मीद काफी है
मोंटाई चला दे कोन
36 वीडियो सारे अपलोड
तू मेरी सुन गाल हुन तो रात एक वीडियो बड़ा खड़ा अल्लाह दे हुक्म नाल फिजर को बस
ना फिजर ना देवे
ना देसी ना बहुत तेरी तैयार खड़ी
हां तैयार हो फिजर
कोई इशू का नहीं भाई 2000 हेक दा जो बेजा 2000 हेक दा जो बेजा कोई मसला
अक्टूबर कने अच्छा 27 अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर तो ते बढ़िया 27 अक्टूबर को पड़ा वीडियो ने दीवार सतिया से कोई अंदाजा
तुसा किस्मत नाल बैठे हो मैं को कि जे चैनल कोई गोल जरे डेड होवे छोड़ गया होवे बंदा
डेड होवे तो छोड़ गया मैं
जिਵੇਂ तू छोड़ी हो दे आई में कुछ है
चैनल यार मैं तो पता करना सारे जितने पिछले में पता 15 20 चैनल बनाए हैं
कोई चल जाई
डिलीट कर यहां से कसम बस ये जो इतने जैसे 2015 1500 5 सब्सक्राइबर
गाल गते
देखते मजा नहीं
ਉਹਦੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਵੇ ਦੇ ਪਤਾ ਕਈ ਕੋਈ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹਰ ਬਰਾਬਰ
ਕੁਝ ਬਾਏ ਤੇ ਆਣੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ 5400 5300
हल्ला
ਬਾਏ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ 32 के 3400 ਆਣੀ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬਰ ਹਾਂ वो महीना चले जाए जिले नहीं उड़दा भाला बाबा तू
मान भाई
ना मोबाइल उड़ इस्तेमाल कर सकते भी मोबाइल तो कोई नहीं
रिस्टोर होने दे
रिस्टोर ना वेन करने ओ सेटिंग वेन करने अकाउंट दी सेटिंग मतलब
हां
जीमेल वाली
हां
ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਗੂਗਲ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ YouTube ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਰਿਮੂਵ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਰਵਿਸ YouTube ਦੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਆਟੋਮੈਟਿਕ
हां रिमूव थी आवेंदे
ਅਸਾਂ ਇਹ ਕਰਨੇ ਆਸੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਰਿਮੂਵ ਕਰਕੇ ਨੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਉਹ जीमेल ਖਤਮ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਜੋ ਭਾਈ ਕੋਈ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਹੀ ਆਂਦਾ ਨਾ
ਵੀ ਅਸਲਾਫ ਬਦਰੇ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਡਾ ਚੈਨਲ ਆਂਦਾ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਰਿਸਟੋਰ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਸੀ जीमेल ਭੁੱਲ ਗਈ
ਕਹਿੰਦੀ
ਅਸਲਾਫ
ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆਈਂਦੇ ਹੈ
ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਆ ਕਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਣੇ ਨੇ ਹੱਲਰ ਇਤਨੇ ਆਏ ਤਾਂ
ਜल्दी कोई कहना वदा सी जा
ਜੱਲੇ ਚੌਧਰੀ ਸਰਾਫ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਮਤ
चौधरी ना मरदा वदे सारे ओ शो इतने वाई टाइम लवाए नु दे सारे गहन कोई उनका मसला है
अच्छा अनेबल बजान चौक के बस हिस्ट्री वो
अनेबल नहीं होंदा है अपलोडिंग वाला कोई सीन होंदा है लेकिन उनदे मैं एक्सपर्ट ही मी कहना लावण हिस्ट्री वाला जरा वो बस
ब्लॉग मैं एडवांस में कर सकता
वाचिंग ऐसी वो स्ट्राइक दावणी जो खतरा है वे ताई वे ओ मैं अदा नहीं आदी तकरीबन स्ट्राइक आजकल ना सी
हल्की चंगी है बचले ही रखी हल्की कश नहीं दी कोई वो मेन नंबर है पे दी चैनल वाला
स्ट्राइक हल्की आई मेरे को नहीं कहनी
अच्छा आंधी वो अच्छा लगे
आंधी वे जरे अच्छा
मेन जो बड़ी ये बंदा
ओ वाले फौरन ड्रामा टीवी ते वो टाइम होता ता आंदे थी पीछे वाचिंग द बेनन रात उन चलाई बैठा मी टाइम ते अज लेट की थी ओदा 10-15 मिनट 10800 दी वाचिंग है एट टाइम बैठी रह गई है तकरीबन 32 मिनट में 4000 घंटा था पूरा 4000
इमे बेचल पोदी में रात ब्लॉग जतू मन चाहिए नहीं यार तेरे को तो एडसन गोल अपने पास हम 20 भेड़ी मारी ने छोड़
एडसेंस 500 वाले बैग इधर करो वेरीफाई कर देंगे दो स्टेप बाकी ने मतलब है दो ना फिजर तेरा मतलब है रात दले से फिजर दिया करा
अच्छा पेन वेरीफाई होती
ना सिर्फ वेरीफाइड होती
हो गया
पेन वेरीफाइड तो महंगे 5000 दे का चंगा है बंदा हाल इंदे वास्ते सिर्फ 500 वाला भरे
ना हाल ही नंबर बता लावे पक्का लावे एक
हाल लावे ना बेजल के ट्रैफिक होवे पीछे लावे कहीं बाड़ी
वो लगदा है
लावना लाजमी है मोनेटाइज वेले पहले मोनेटाइज के
अपना जरा वाले बढ़ते
वो कहीं वाले टाइम लग इंदर खाड़ वने जरे 3 डी ने बाद वाला रिजेक्ट थिंदे वदर अंदर अजाब बंदन
500 वाला पीछे ठीक है पर वो ला दे
हां 500 वाला वो ठीक है
वो ला दे
हां वाला बाद चेंज थी सकदा
चेंज थी सकदा ना ठीक चलदा पे चलदा
हां ठीक है
चलदा पे पीछे हो जाने दो बंदा
ना ठीक है चैनल जरा मोनेटाइज है पीछे काश नहीं थी बात ये टेंशन
मोनेटाइज चैनल वाला 10-12 दे तो नॉर्मल वेकी वेन नु वेले
चलदा है क्यों नहीं चलता सारा खर्चा पानी कट सीड़ा ये टेंशन
खर्चा पानी कड्डे में
सुथरा जो नहीं होता
हां
70,000 तरह की नहीं काम
ना निकल जाओ पीछे दरे 60-70 40 50 देवे दरे भेजो दा
हां
60-70 पीछे लिया चल मैंने 60-70 देने का
जब तक बात हर में तू एक ही तरह सविचर को ठीक है तू बाय चैनल बढ़ावे जितने चला सके उतने बढ़ा
है तो
हां ये टेंशन ना धंधा
बीजा एक चैनल मेरा गया वदे मैं को आज हम बहन को यही बाई को पिक्चर को दे ने लगाऊं तो नहीं भालो सी तो मेरा चैनल 4-5 महीने 4-5 क्या को 7-8 महीने
इन रिजल्ट ता वडो हां मुतमन थी है पीछे लवाए छा
चूंदा लवे तो बिया 7-8 महीने थी गाने उस चीर कुड़ी नाम लाई हुई दिखा सालो मेरी बस ठीक वीडियो डेली अपलोड करनी खड़ी है ट्रैफिक खाली हुई काहे नहीं सीधी
थी सीधा तो तलाक नहीं
ओ मो हिस्ट्री ने बालो सी फौरन थी आज
ओ तकरीबन नहीं टाइम थी आप हो मैं 7-8 महीने
7-8 महीने दा नहीं 2 महीने दा तेरी हिस्ट्री ने बालो वे ना बस चैनल ठीक है ओके इन तो वाई टाइम लागो सी चैनल जी में पुराना होवे या बस सिर्फ हिस्ट्री अनेबल चैनल होवे उंदे तो वाई टाइम लाग
नवे चैनल दे में कीती वेने अगर वेरिफिकेशन करो ता
है
फोन नंबर ये वो
ना ए 2 महीने का मतलब टाइम होता ऑटोमेटिक 2 महीने हाँ 2 महीने के अंदर मतलब बंदा एक्टिव रहे वीडियोस देवे आंदा 2 महीने मतलब चैनल बनाने के बाद वीडियो अपलोड करने के बाद 2 महीने से तकरीबन आखिर तक थी आंदे
जो ही बड़ा जब हम चैनल लगे तेरा उड़ा बैठा
हां तो चंगा ना
हो लधी चोई है तिया पे लालच कर किया बस थी चल मैं फुल दी मेरे को पता है इतने ट्रैफिक विच वाचिंग टाइम भाई पे दी
चाहे कितना वाचिंग आसी टोटल
हैं
कितनी वाचिंग आसी
टोटल
घंटा कितना थी अकड़ाई
टोटल कितना देखा बंदे बहु भला बैठे नहीं मैंने बहु भला बैठा 8-8 में बस लो दे जी
हां दे
बेंदी में दी
ये तो ती गया 34 मिनट जो निकालता है जो 10,000
हां 10,000 की ट्रैफिक
मारा 10,000 चल रहा है तो मैं शुरू लग रहा तो मैच कटा के बात बैद लगा मैंने बात बात छटू आप यहां बात 5-10 मिनट को चलना
मैं यार आपने अपना लाभ की थी चैनल तो नहीं चंगा
उंदे ते दिलो जा एजी वीडियो काने जरी 10,000 के घाट हो बस गाल मुक दी हर वीडियो 10,000 के उत्ते करी
चंगा भला चलदा है
हां
वो चलदा भी
अच्छा खैर है सर तो खैर सिराने तेरे प्लस
वाह टाइम लग दिन का पीछे चैनल महीने के बाद बंदा मोनेटाइज करवावे
मोनेटाइज चैनल
हां 1000 मोती विनन तो चंगी गाल सब्सक्राइबर है
1000 जल्दी थी होगा
ए 1000 मेरे को सब्सक्राइबर हमें 100 सब्सक्राइबर 200 वाले तो 1300 सब्सक्राइबर कीते मैं एक वीडियो है 10,000 दी वाचिंग बैठी रहनी है ना फुल वाचिंग और बैठी हो मतलब चैनल ले दे बैठे मैं चाहे करना जरा ड्रामा चलदा पे पीएसएल दी नहीं वजह रिस्क क्या है इन दज्जा कम
ये 10 बड़े चैनल है ना तो पीटी सपोर्ट या बी
मैं चाहे करना को ओ चकीते में वीडियो को जरा ड्रामा चलदा पे फौरन को वीडियो को मतलब है स्क्रीन के हटाई गया उतो बई ले मी सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल फॉर वाचिंग दिस एपिसोड फुल 20 सेकंड ले मी 500 सब्सक्राइबर है 20 सेकंड के बाद 1100 सब्सक्राइबर थी खड़ाई को का टाइम ही वाला ड्रामा चलावन लगे उठाओ
नहीं मैं मिलियन तर लग देनी
मिलता है भैया 20 सेकंड या 500 से उड़ वाला 20 सेकंड बाद या 1100
ओ 1000 सब्सक्राइबर उठन जरूरत है कैन लाइव स्ट्रीम पे
बस ठीक है बस राजा
वो तो दिया भी
ठीक है राजा मैं ये फकीर से वदे हैं करो
हां मैं तो कसम पिया वदा कैसे सुना करा मैं खत्म करा पर को बिया बढ़ावा
को ये जहां वैसा मैं को दसा है सही मैं गिंदा इमेज में डेड दो छोड़ी वदा वो को कुछ पैसे मतलब दे के
ये आपने जो इतने आंसर है तो अल्लाह तो वादे बेटा रिमूव कर लो खा ते में 6000 ला रिमूव कर ले 55 ला कीते से 45 ला कीते से
अल्लाह
सब्सक्राइबर 1000 सारे नहीं बदी में जितने चैनल
जॉइन एक ते 6 है एक ते 55 100 है बाय ते 3500 है इवेंट सारे
कैसे असल तो एज हुन मसला है ना एक थीना पे 10-12 दी होंड है कोई पहले सिर्फ वायरल चैनल होने लाइव स्ट्रीम करो वाचिंग आंदी हुन सिर्फ हिस्ट्री एनेबल ते वाचिंग आंदी है
मलका इंगी दे
मलका का कहीं में तिया कर
पुराना चैनल चली बैक कहीं
पुराना मैं एक चस्सा चा भी पड़ा जेल तो सही नहीं चला तेरे 2 महीने जो 10 मिलियन थी नहीं
हां थी
बोला 10 मिलियन थी जी ट्रैफिक जल्दी करी जे साहब दी ना होवे मैं जो मलेगा तेरे 200 400 700 500 तक डॉलर तेरे इजीली महीना तो कोड़े सी था तेरा खर्चा सब मुंह निकल देता है अगर बिया बढ़ावणी अरे यार कंटेंट ड्यूरेशन नहीं मैं के ना होवे यार आरपीएम जितना घाट हो सी इतना तो कहना उसी भेपड़ 0.0 तो कहना उसी
चाहे वैसे सही है वैसे कहना
वैसे ना ये लैंग्वेज नहीं लैंग्वेज को भाई
है भाई हिंदी में नहीं
ना ना
पीछे ठीक है
एक कंट्री आज नहीं मिडिल ईस्ट है सारे उज़्बेकिस्तान
अच्छा ये है ठीक है
इराक दो जी
हां अरबी नहीं ना ना
आरपीएम चास कहनी नहीं लेकिन व्यूज चंगी होवे हां
इंडिया के तो चंगा होसी
हां
अच्छा होवे
इवे
8-7 लाख की ट्रैफिक खड़ी होवे सुना ना होवे डिवाइड से भाई ओ अगर इंग्लिश $100 बढ़ना होसी अगर आपको चाहे 100 नहीं तो $50 बढ़ना होसी 25 बढ़ा होसी
हां इवे हां ट्रैफिक चंगी होवे तो बस भी ट्रैफिक जरे चंगी होवे उना पैसा ऑटोमेटिक बढ़दा पे इन्ने कितना ट्रैफिक है यार इन्ने सारी ट्रैफिक ही था दी
23 लाख 24 लाख 25 लाख पर मंथ कड़े ने कड़ा
मिला कौन करूं मैं बहुत ठीक है ना
हां बस